Whoa.
Happy Thursday, Captain Coder here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Look, oh, my mic is probably blasting. How's my mic is turned? There we go. There we go. How's the microphone volume? Someone let me know how the mic's going. The gain was cranked up on my microphone. I turned it down. Ben, thank you so much. I looked down and my volume with my audio input was going crazy. Really good now. Volkera, thank you. Just had to wake everyone up. Yeah, I looked down and so normally the mic I use, I have a way, I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I had to turn it up for something. So right here, you can see this is, you probably can't hear me too well right now, but this is the gain. I have it on 5%. It was up like this. I keep it low just in case. I want to get all the background noise removed. So it was blowing things up. All right. So now I adjusted it a bunch. How are we now? My capture input looks like my volume level looks like it's going well. Let's try that again. Sorry. Hang on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be in the world. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Captain Coder's Academy. I am Captain Coder. For anyone who doesn't know me, I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator. I teach computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 14, and I'm so glad you guys are here with me on this beautiful morning. We got the whole crew in here, folks. We got the whole crew in here. Wavy, thank you for showing up early. Look, like the great movie Drumline says, to be early is to be on time. And Wavy, you were way on time, my friend. You were way on time. Wavy was here before I was. That's right, Javasaurus X. We're gonna be working on voice commands today. We're gonna see what we do. This is inspired by Dragon Spirit Games. Music is loud. Oh. All right. Let's see if we can get things all fixed up. My settings are all wacky. Now it was probably really loud there for a second. How are we doing now? Because I can always turn my volume up. I don't like the music to be too loud. I don't know why it was set to that way. Music is gone now. It's gone. Oh boy. We're on the struggle bus today, folks. We're on the struggle bus. This is what happens when you take a day off. 1 second. How about now? How do we do? Here's what it shows me. It shows me that the audio is here. I want to be a little bit quiet. And then here's my voice input. which you know we're hitting the red a little bit, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We try and keep it in the yellow range. Yellow range there. How we doing? How we doing? Can you guys hear? What do you guys? Yeah. I don't know. All right. Let's try again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, Captain Coder here on this beautiful Thursday morning for me, Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, wherever you happen to be. I hope it's a beautiful day. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and Captain Coder is a computer science educator. Captain Coder teaches computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 14. Actually, Captain Coder is teaching a music class this year. I'm so excited. To be teaching a music class. I hope you are having a beautiful day wherever you happen to be. Deadly appearance. I'd like to welcome you to the crew today. Yes, deadly appearance. Thank you for following me today. Hey folks, what do you think? Should I turn the chat on so people can see the chat on the screen? I turned it off because it took up some space over here. But let's see if we'll leave it on so people can see what's going on here. Jazz hands, that's right. Deadly appearance. Welcome aboard. We're happy to have you here on this beautiful day. What are we doing today, folks? What are we doing today? We're so excited to have you all here. We've got Wavy. Thank you so much for being here with us, Wavy. We got Sijian, the incredible Sijian. Sijian, you weren't first this time, but because you're so early for Saturday's stream, you're super early for Saturday's stream. You're first on Saturday's stream, my friend. We'll count it. Maybe John, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so excited to hear you're taking some fun classes this year. You gotta keep us informed. Gotta keep us up to date on what you're doing. You were saying you're doing the SM, you're doing a Windows Dev class, so it sounds like .NET stuff. And then STM32 board. That sounds really cool. That sounds awesome. Ben, also so happy to have you here. You're working on a knight named Lord Ross Knight in a dungeon and goes and fights monster enemies and monster bosses. Very nice. Volcara, I'm so glad you're here with us on this beautiful Thursday. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. Volcara, how we doing, my friend? Welcome back. Happy to have you here. And Javasaurus X, we're so glad you could make it, my friend. I hope you are doing wonderful. A deadly appearance, of course. I want to welcome you from the bottom of my heart. Sing that song for you. That's your nice welcome song. And Dramulks, it's the Captain Coder. That's right. Dramulks, I hope you're doing beautiful, my friend. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope your project's coming along. Are we still on time for releasing in 2099? 2099 is the release date for Dramulks game. I know we got some scope creep going, so it might have been pushed back to 2101, but maybe 2100 got pushed back. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully I'll still be alive by then. I'll be 113, something like that, something around there. We're staying positive. Not doing a wonderful job, Star 6. I'm sorry to hear that. Staying positive. That's all we can do. I try, I often say, people ask me, how you doing? I say, I try not to complain. Folks, what are we working on today? Also, Wavy, thank you for in-queuing that question. We're going to get to that before at our first break. So folks, if you guys want to ask me anything, I try and stay slightly focused here. You're allowed to ask questions. Sometimes I miss things, but if you want to ask me a question and make sure I'll get to it, feel you use the question. Dragon Spirits, I'm so glad you're here, my friend. We're not going to be using today. You were using the Hug Voice. What is it? Hug Voice API. What was it called? The Voice Hug API framework. I'm not going to be using the Hug API for this one. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll hook into this. The Hug and Voice. The Hug API requires an internet connection, so we're gonna check it out. So Unity has this. I did Googling for about 17 seconds. 17 seconds to be like, what are we having? And I was like, oh, Unity has a dictation recognizer. It's only Windows. So it's part of Windows, but you don't have to download anything. So we're going to take a look at that first. Oh, you can't get your microphone to work. Interesting. So we're going to check it out. And then, you know, we might look at a couple different options. This is one that I think will be really interesting to look at. Unity voice recognition. The other one I was looking at, SDK. I saw another one on the asset store. This one looked really cool. It cost 40 USD. 40 USD, but we might end up buying this because it doesn't, so it won't work with WebGL builds, but it does work for your desktop and Android build, not all mobile. So we might check this out too. 24 different languages. But the thing that I like about it, the one thing that's trouble that, you know, I want to avoid the latency. So if you happen to have an internet connection, it's having to send that data off, doing HTTP requests and get it back. And so that's going to be inherently slow. But we're going to do it, which is crazy. Dragonspear Games, Hugging Face, but I can't get my microphone to work, unfortunately, which is crazy, as I can record everywhere except for there. Yeah, so I'm going to look into it. I haven't really done anything yet. I keep getting this weird error. If anyone knows this, I did a little bit of Googling. For some reason, Unity has started giving me this error pretty much all the time. It's trying to do something with Plastic SCM. I'm assuming there is some package in my project. Let's see, in project that is trying to use some Plastic SCM. I understand it's source control, but so it's like this one. It's this one here. Maybe if I update it, let's see if I update it. I think the issue, I have no idea why I'm getting this though. It's quite frustrating. Annoying might be that frustrating is a strong word. I have been, there's quite a few things I've been annoyed with Unity in the latest version 20. Why am it says 2021. I swear we're gonna make a new project. Hang on. I thought I was using 2022. Yeah, I haven't used Plastic SCM at all, but it seems to be defaulted in there now. Hang on, I thought I made a 2022 project here. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but I would like to do this in 2022. We're gonna have to here. Let's not save. We're gonna try it again. Beliar, yeah, sending your voice to a website so a non-web game can activate a command sounds strange and slow. The latency is going to be horrible, so I wanted to see if we can do it locally. We're going to set up, one sec, we ran into an issue here. Where has my Unity hub? Oh, where could it be? There it is, voice commands. I accidentally, if I switch this, is this going to just break everything if I do this? I haven't done anything with the project. All right, we're gonna see if we can break everything. We're gonna see how many issues we can cause by doing this. Does anyone know? Should I not do that? Should I actually create a whole new project? I think it's gonna re-import everything. There were no scripts. It was nothing. It was just blank. So it should work? Question mark. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, folks. Who knows? I don't know. Does anyone know? Only look, maybe the nose knows. Who knows what the nose knows? That said, folks, while this is loading, let's see here. Wavy, I always want to say way heavy. Wavy asked, here's a little snippet. All right, hang on. Here's a little snippet of what I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out how I can have the background stretch across without losing resolution. Well, anytime you scale something up, if it's not a vector graphic, you're going to lose resolution. Let's take a look here. I should open this on a set. I'm trusting you, Wavy. Am I about to get... all right, here we go. So when you say without having it lose resolution, you want the background to stretch? So you want like this green part to stretch? Do you mean you want it to repeat? So one option, and we did this on stream, you're looking for parallax scrolling. Parallax scrolling is the keyword, the operative keyword here. Parallax scrolling. I actually have a video, a demo of it. We did it on stream, and I'm actually wanting to do it again. Let's see, Captain Code Twitch. the Captain Coder videos. I believe I have a parallax. I believe I kind of chopped it up. We did it live, but you're looking for parallax scrolling. I think we have a highlight of it. View all highlights. Let's check it out here. View all. Come on. And maybe I should set it as my default here. Parallax scrolling in Unity 2D. This here. Parallax scrolling in Unity 2D. This video is where we did this. So here's that. But let's see if this will play. There we go. That loaded up as well. And I can show you the parallax scrolling that we did. Let me open up that project here. Do I have parallax backgrounds like this? And I'm going to show you it, and I'll walk you through the code a little bit here as well. And then we're going to hop in, folks. And then we're going to hop into voice commands. Dragon Spirit Games, thank you so much for suggesting this idea. It sounds really cool. Shout out, folks. Also, if you're not following Dragon Spirit Games, also, you know, another streamer, game developer, making a game called Gaia. You got any links for us, Dragon Spirit Games? Be sure to follow Dragon Spirit Games. Some people call Dragon Spirit Games the Bob Ross of game development. Painting pixels, making happy little accidents. You know, that's how we make features. That's not a bug. That's a happy little feature. Do you ever say that, Dragon Spirit Games? I don't know. I haven't been to your stream in a while because I just, you know, school's back in session. It's not during a time I can make it, unfortunately. But do you make happy little features? Happy little features. And sorry if I'm teasing you a little bit here. It's all in good fun. It's because we love you. From my Twitch, you guys can go basically everywhere. Gotcha. Toxic Thief, thank you for the dancing mug. Toxic Thief, you are so wonderful. All right, Wavy, here is my parallax background. So one thing to check out here, and parallax isn't quite one, we actually have different layers here. So you'll notice these backgrounds, we can turn them on and off. And then as our character moves, the idea is that each one of these layers is going to move at a slightly different speed and repeat itself forever. So let me hit play here. These are tiling backgrounds. And I have it set up. If I switch back to my scene and zoom all the way back out, I don't know why it zoomed in so much. You'll notice the backgrounds repeat themselves. So it's a repeating background. I'm going to get my game side by side. And as I move, as my player moves, notice the backgrounds slide with it, and as the player gets far enough along, you'll notice this chunk is gonna kind of hop over to the right side. And you don't have to make it so that you have 3. You can actually have it just repeat forever. So you could do a tiling thing here, but mine does parallax here. So as I'm moving, it sort of always rebuilds itself in such a way that my player will never fall off, you know, not be able to see. You'll see the little window there. But yeah, it sort of tiles there as it moves back and forth, and it creates this really cool effect. I don't know why it keeps wanting to zoom in like that. Zoom on out. Creates this cool effect where the background chunks are moving a little bit slower. So this is parallax scrolling. And that video I sent, that highlight I sent has the whole time doing it. Ridge Raider, that's right. This is parallax scrolling. If you're doing it with just one, it's not parallax, it's just tiling. It repeats itself. But you want to make sure your background is repeating so that there's like no hard edge on it. You wouldn't be able to tell. But I love me some parallax scrolling. It's awesome. It's awesome. Wavy, I hope that answered your question at least a little bit, or at least sent you in the right direction. Thank you so much for asking, and for asking a beautiful question, Wavy. 50 points to you, my friend. 50 points to you. Okay. What are we working on today, folks? Let's see if we can hop into it. Voice commands. We're going to see if we can get voice commands to work here. So disclaimer. Captain Coder has done about 17 seconds of research. About 17 seconds of research here. And all I know is that Unity has a library. It has unityengine.windows.speech. There's a namespace, unityengine.windows.speech. So this is Windows only. So disclaimer, this is Windows only. One of my motivations here with the speech recognition is there are many options for speech recognition, but I don't want to have to make a web call. I want it to work locally on my system, and this is using Windows. It's basically making a call out to Windows dictation tool. And so we're going to see if we can get this to work. We're going to see if we can get this to work locally on our project. Obviously, I can't turn the internet off to make sure that works, but I don't think it talks to the internet. But yeah, the other one is this is free. I don't have to pay for an API. If I like this, if this is fun, I'm thinking I might actually purchase this speech recognition system over on the Unity store. Again, has mixed reviews. 4 stars, not bad. Only 21 people have reviewed it, 4 stars. And I'm looking, there are in some of these reviews, where'd the reviews go? In some of the reviews, mediocre to negative, but mostly good. Most people saying it works well. And I think the people are just who don't like it seem to want it on platforms it's not supported on. That said, we might give this a try later today if we have time, if we get this voice recognition working. But we're gonna see if we do some voice commands, folks. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for bearing with me. We're gonna hop in here. We are gonna hop in here in just a moment. Hang on. Here we go. Okay. And of course, backseat coding is not only welcome, but encouraged. You are absolutely welcome to ask questions. I want you to ask questions. I want to know your thoughts. And I want you, look, I don't know what I'm doing. So backseat coding is actually absolutely worth it. Yeah, Bill Iyer, I don't think it's possible. That's right, Sijian, WebGL's not supported, but it kind of makes sense. With if you had to do calls out to the internet, here's the thing. With voice recognition, I think you need a neural model, and I don't know, I could be wrong, a neural model to where when you talk, it processes it and gives it back. So in my mind, I'm looking, I'm thinking about my machine learning background, neural networks. I would approach this using a neural network. Maybe I'm wrong. A neural network to take in the speech and convert it, be like, have someone say something, have lots of data, talking and stuff. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna try. Bridge Commander was a fun game. I had a lot of fun playing it. A really cool idea. Are you sure it was one of those? I think I had it on PS3 or PS4. I might have been Xbox. So I have a PS4, an Xbox, and a Switch. So it could have been on any one of those. But yeah, sadly, WebGL's not supported. But we're gonna find some stuff out with this. Lance, welcome back, my friend. I'm doing absolutely beautiful. I hope you're doing beautiful. How the heck have you been? Lance? It's nice to have you here. Okay, so we're gonna start with the documentation here. Also, I thought this comic was funny. I thought this comic was funny. Setting up my phone's speech recognition to Dvorak was a pain at first, but it's more efficient in the long run. I love that. For anyone who doesn't know, Dvorak is a keyboard layout that it is more efficient than the traditional QWERTY keyboard layout. And a lot of programmers use it, and this is sort of the thing, setting it up to be more efficient in the long run. Yeah, so I found this pretty funny. Okay. All right. Here's our API. This is the documentation for it. Dictation recognizer. Zoom in here. Dictation recognizer listens to speech input and attempts to determine what phrase was uttered. You got uttered. User, not what phrase was said. What phrase was uttered? Is this define utter? Complete, absolute. Charles stared at her in utter amazement. In complete amazement. There has to be more definitions, right? Utter. Make a sound with one's voice. Okay. But this is utter, uttered. And then we have, we also have udder with a D. The mammary glands of female cattle. Cows udder. But we're referring, folks. We are looking at uttering words here. Uttering recognition. We're gonna see if we can do that. Users can register and listen for hypothesis and phrase completion events, start and stop methods respectively, enable and disable dictation recognition. Once done with the recognizer, it can be disposed using dispose method to release the resources it uses. It will release these resources automatically during garbage collection at an additional performance cost if they are not released prior to that. Okay. So this example that we have here, can I close this sidebar? Maybe no. Okay. So they have some, so there's some text fields, hypothesis recognition, dictation recognizer. Is there, can I open up, is there an API? The API is below that. All right, so they do have an example. I do like that. So I know a lot of people complain about the Unity documentation not being great, but I feel like the Unity documentation has, it's not, you know, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. There's often, you know, this thing that probably no one really uses, this thing that no one really uses is still here. They still have documentation for it. Sufficient. Yeah, I feel like it's sufficient in most cases as well. Dragon Spirit games. I shudder at the uttering. Yeah. You shudder uttering. All right. So dictation recognizer. That's what we're gonna try and use here to get some speech in there. There's a grammar recognizer, keyword recognizer, phrase recognition system. So I am curious to look at the semantic meaning. I'm curious. I'm surprised they don't say that, oh, this ties into, well, let's keep reading here. The dictation recognizer is currently functional only on Windows 10. I'm assuming Windows 11 as well. So some major restrictions here as far as who can use this. Not compatible with anything older than Windows 10. And requires that dictation is permitted in the user's speech privacy policy. So I did look at this, and I have turned this on. So I have turned on my privacy, my speech settings to allow applications to listen if I have this on. So over on my other screen here, I actually have the speech thing on. Exactly, Javasaurus X. Yes, so it's using Windows built-in speech recognition. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that you can take advantage of this on a Windows computer. That said, you have to have the speech recognition tool on. So this has to be on. If this isn't open, it would turn off. It won't work. It won't work. So supposedly, we'll take a look. If dictation is not enabled, dictation will fail on start. Developers can handle this failure in an app-specific way by providing dictation error delegate and testing for this error, the spur error speech privacy policy not accepted. They need Dutch speech recognition, and I can tell you, it's a pain to find anything non-English. Yeah, English, seems to be the dominant language in many ways, in many cases, in many places. Okay, so let's take a look here. These are some properties that it has. The time length in seconds before dictator ends session due to lack of audio input. Ooh, so if you're not talking, it'll turn itself off. The time length in seconds before dictation recognition session ends due to lack of audio input in case there was no audio heard. Indicates the status of the recognizer. So we have some things here. We might play around with this. We might put like what's the status, this sort of thing in here. Create a dictation recognizer with a specified minimum confidence and dictation topic constraint. Phrases under the specified minimum level will be ignored. Dispose the resource of the current one. Start the recognition session. Dictation recognizer can only be started if phrase recognition system is not running. Okay, so phrase recognition system cannot be running to do a dictation. So we might want to look at that as well. I'm going to open that up over here. These are the events triggered when the recognized session completes, when there's an error. Oh, so I do like it's event driven. Triggered a recognizer hypothesize the current fragment dictation result. Then we have some delegates that we can hand stuff off to. So we have completed delegate, handler delegates. Cool. Okay, so the first thing I like to try is let's see if we can just take this example that they have here. So I'm going to create a file dictation script. We're going to take this example. We're going to plop it in there, and then we're gonna see if we can get it to run. See if we can get it to run. All right. Let's create a folder here for our scripts. So I have our scripts folder. I created a new behavior here just to make sure my auto completes and stuff are working, which may or may not be true anymore. Visual Studio Editor. Yeah, it's the correct version. Okay. Is this still working? Hang on. Serial. Okay, it's still working. Okay, cool. Sometimes I have issues with VS Code with the new C# dev kit. Dragon Spirit says Dutch recognition will be a stretch if you want to find that. Doubt that will work very good. You might get that from Azure, AWS stuff. Using Windows, it'll be pretty good and way cheaper. Yeah, so it'll be local. It'll be local. That's sort of, you know, one of my things here is I don't like to do anything that requires me on stream. I haven't done anything that requires me to have like an API key. I did a little bit of stuff with Firebase long ago, but Firebase API keys are okay to deal with. So that's another motivation I have. And then it's local. It's local. You don't have to make those API calls. You don't have to spend per use, that sort of thing. Let's come in here. I'm going to delete this new behavior. Go away, you. Go away. All right, we're going to create a new script here. And this script needs to be called, doesn't need to, but dictation script. Just to test it out. This is their demo. I find their naming convention interesting with the M's here. That's like an old school. I see that a lot. Dictation script. I wonder if there is, and I think someone pointed this out to me at one point. Unity style guide. This is not a Microsoft / C# style guide. I do like, so here, let me comment on what I like here. I like that they're using private. I do kind of like that they're following a convention and that they're using serialized field rather than making these public. I do like that. And then let's look at what they do here. So we start up when the scene starts. I like that they're consistent. Exactly, Java sources. I do like that they're consistent. I do like that. They're not using TextMesh Pro, so I'm gonna have to use some legacy stuff or swap it out. Maybe I'll swap it out for the TextMesh Pro stuff. They create a dictation recognizer. Let's open this up. There's different confidence level. The confidence level at which I will begin accepting phrases. Topic. Create a top. There's some cool looking topic constraints. Interesting. By default, medium and dictation. Here, what are topic constraints? Is this a class? I didn't mean that. The topic constraint. Of course, not recognizing that part now. Okay, so we get that, and then we're gonna register on these events. I might need to switch to Visual Studio for Unity stuff because this is just so painful. This is just so painful with the latest stuff here. Just drives me crazy. With the autocomplete. It used to work just fine. Now the C# dev kit's trying to do stuff like integrating with it's using making calls. It's crazy. Anyway, try not to complain too much. Look, complaints aren't great. All right, so we create a dictation, then we register these events. So on the result, we're gonna just output so we're gonna be debug login, the results, hypothesis. It's gonna say, I think it says what it thinks it is. And then when it's complete, and then if we're errors, we have the errors out there. Okay, and then we start. Okay, so I need to attach this to an object. Let's attach this to an object. So we're creating a game object here. It's gonna be dictation, and we'll just attach that there. It's gonna be, hey, look, I'm gonna be done. 35 minutes in, we'll be done. That would be wild. So this script here, something's wrong. We should be seeing these fields when I attach it here. Something's wrong. Why do I not see those serialized field dictation scripts? Edit script. What is that is wild to me. Is text not something? Hang on. Did I not name this proper dictation script? There it goes. There it goes. That was weird. It must not have recompiled properly. I must have had it. Yeah. So I think okay. So we need to attach two text fields to this, and they're using the legacy text. So we're gonna come into our UI. Or I can update it to use Text Mesh Pro. Let's update it to use Text Mesh Pro because that is sort of the better way to do it. The current canonical way, especially in 2022. I mean, the real way would be to use not the Canvas system, but we're gonna go ahead and do this. We're gonna import. Is this gonna make me restart? Does Text Mesh Pro make me restart? No. The new input system does though. So we have two here. Hypothesis. So we're gonna do hypothesis. Yeah, Sidgin, I was thinking about that. I actually really like. This being so restricted. Dragon Spirits. Yeah, I did say because it is stuck to Windows 10. That is this thing. I really do like the new UI system, Sidgin. I've used it in several projects, and I find it much. Robust. I don't know. It's a little less intuitive, but from like a game, traditional Unity where you right click, add game components, that sort of stuff. It's less intuitive, but it's more isolated. And I think your HUD, your UI stuff should be isolated components. It does a good job of abstracting that away, making it feel more like HTML, that sort of thing. So I think that is an important thing. Recognition. So hypothesis and then recognition. Shins with an S. Text. Text. Okay. And let's look at my canvas here. I'll switch to 2D mode just so I can see it here. And I'm gonna put these. I'm gonna assign these a little bit over in different spots. Yeah, Dragon Spirits, that's one of the things I was talking about. We might end up going with this tool. We might play around with this one too, the speech recognition system, which is a tool. It's an asset that can be purchased. So it is 40. It's 40 is much less than making it, like an ongoing cost, and it's local. It's local. This would restrict you to desktop and Android though, so there are some limitations there. It does talk about easiness of integration. The one thing I really want is does not require an internet connection. That is sort of like a critical thing for maybe not critical, but that's one thing. I don't want to have to make an API call where I send the data out, because that adds in a lot of latency. But we'll see what the latency is like here. Yeah, exactly. Dragon Spirit Games. Let's see how it goes. This is my first look at here. So this is our hypothesis text, and I'm gonna create another label here. I'm gonna duplicate these label, and then we'll group these together. Create empty parent. Create empty parent. And then we're gonna make these sort of go side by side, left to right. So I'm gonna make this actually take up, put that at the top like that. We'll put this one at the top as well. But I'm gonna put both, so this is gonna be our hypothesis, recognitions, and then we'll put both of these in a parent, and then have them sort of top to bottom. So this is one thing I do like this about the Canvas system, Sidgin, because talking about UI document, I do like how intuitive this feels to me, just editing things in the hierarchy rather than having like a separate editor or separate files that you're going through and doing stuff in. So here we go. We have our hypothesis. This is going to be our text containers. I guess the problem, Beliar says, is lack of either the OS console not having such a library to use, or an API to use, or they differ too much. My guess, so I think, Beliar, I think The hardest part is the data model that is going to be used. It has to be some relatively large size, and so I think the issue with making out those API calls is it's going to reduce the size of your program in exchange for bandwidth of going over a web call. So I like we'll see. So this is like built into Windows. I imagine it's pretty big. I'm curious. It says this is only 84.3 megabytes, but I know when I was eyeballing the reviews, it was saying like the build is 1 gigabyte. I would expect that there is a universal for doing speech recognition for different platforms. Why would you expect that? And maybe, I don't know if that's an expectation that I would have. Universal library. That, like, what do you mean by universal? What do you mean by universal? Because there must be more games that use it. Like, define universal, so I think that is an interesting thing to say. Text containers, we're gonna have these going top to bottom. So I'm gonna, again, I have this stretched out at the top, and then we're gonna put a component in here that has these flow top to bottom. So a layout, vertical layout group, which just puts them top to bottom. And then I'll make my text container. I can actually make this just take up the whole screen if I wanted to. And then this is one thing I really like about these layout groups, is that we can say, well, we just have them go top to bottom, control upper center. And then it's interesting that we're doing this. All right, so the height, we'll say make them stretch out to take up the whole space, and we're not gonna do it. Just have it go down like that. And now these guys, internally, I can actually change these containers to say, okay, I have my hypothesis text. I'm gonna make these have a horizontal layout, left to right, horizontal layout, left to right, and then they don't force the width to expand. So I could also do width expansion, but now we can have these labels left to right, and upper middle. It's interesting. The order, can I reverse the order? Can I reverse the order? Reverse alignment, reverse arrangement, there we go. So now this is going to be our hypothesis, like that. Can I make this thing auto-sized? You can, okay. And then this label here, again, we'll make this have a horizontal layout. We'll have it be middle left. To change this one to middle left, to just make it top left, upper left. Doesn't matter that much. We're not gonna force the width on this. And then this label here, we're gonna call this recognitions, like that with a colon. And we'll just increase the width of this a little bit. There we go. All right. And then this is the text that's gonna be updated in our dictation here. So we're gonna attach this hypothesis text here. Oh, it's not gonna let me add it because I made it a Text Message Pro. Thindle, welcome back, my friend. How the heck are you doing on this beautiful Thursday? I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday, my friend. It's nice to see you. Folks, you guys don't know Thindle. Incredible human being, incredible developer, always making something cool in .NET, C# stuff. What are you working on these days? And folks, Thindle. What? Thindle is exactly Thindle. Thindle has the limited edition Thinda Captain What, the Captain What emote. What? Available only on Thindle's channel, folks. Get on your session at the moment. Gotcha. We're playing around with Unity's voice recognition today. Voice recognition. They have this built-in. Built-in is a strong word. They have a namespace Unity NG Windows.speech. So it's Windows only. This part here, it's Windows only. Thindle, that's what I said. I was like, whoa, let's check this bad boy out. And then they have dictation, grammar, keyword, these different, recognizers. So we're going to check them out. This is the example we have for our dictation here. And I need to update this. Actually, that's right. Actually, it's making calls out to, that's what Windows.speech. But they do have, so what I'll say is that they do have this. Unity Engine has an interface. They have an interface for talking to it. You don't have to write this. You don't have to implement it. So we will say that they have an API to interact with Windows speech recognition. That's what's going on. Work with DeepGram for speech recognition. That's only online. Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to, one of my, caveats, if you will, is can we do this without making out web calls? Because web calls are kind of expensive. They're not crazy expensive, but if you're playing a game, you want those. You need them quick. You need that feedback. I mean, you want it to hear you. Want to give it up. Wavy, thank you for your question. We'll check it out. Or not a question, but rather a wait till break. Check it out. All right. I'll check it out at the break, my friend. We'll check it out at the break. Thank you for posting that. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to just run this example. All right, folks. Will it? Is it gonna blow up? Is it gonna blow up? I'm not an affiliate, so I can't do polls. Folks, one in the chat if you think it's gonna work perfectly. 1, perfect. 2, blow up spectacularly. 3, don't know. 3, don't know. 1, perfect. 2, blow up. 3, I don't know. Get your votes in now. 4, yes, that's right, then the 4. 0.99 Unity Coder, Studio Gakoda, Studio Gakoda. Thank you for the 3. Everyone, I don't know. I kind of, if 1 divided by 0, that's exactly what I'm feeling like, Javasaurus X. We're going to get a divide by, Wavy has confidence. Look, I just copy and pasted code. Look, so this really comes, Commodore Dragon, thank you. This really comes down to how much do you trust? Oh, hang on, I actually haven't finished. It's gonna blow up spectacularly, folks. I just copy and pasted this in here. Whoever said 2 is correct. Whoever said 2 is correct. We got null reference. Oh, something's happening though. So we got null reference. So it didn't work perfectly. It didn't blow up spectacularly. My text isn't working. I don't know why my scale wants to zoom in here. Oh, it's because I'm on free aspect maybe. Look at this. Look at this. It's getting longer and longer. Do you look at this? Look at this. It's getting longer and longer. Do you look at this? Look at it. Look. Oh, it's working. It's kind of working. It's a little bit working. On air resume next. So it's kind of working here. Okay. So it's hearing me. It's hearing me. That's pretty cool. Folks, thank you so much for the participation. Commodore Dragon, happy to have you here. Studio Gakoda, happy to have you here as well. It's a penny till I stop talking. Yeah. So I don't know. These are a little bit annoying. Hang on. Oh, why is this going to the top left here? 1 sec. Control child width. There we go. I wanted to do that. Okay. So I didn't connect these properly. Remember, I tried to do this, and it turns out they need to be text mesh pros. They need to be text mesh pros. Yeah, Anakin Skywalker gift. That's what we need here. Studio Gakoda. I'd like to thank you for following me. Thank you for the follow, Studio Gakoda. Happy to have you here. Remind me of the TikTok where the grandma using speech text on her phone and kept rereading. Yeah, kept just rereading what I was doing here. It's like, wait, what is going on? Those are our subtitles. Well, it didn't blow up, but it failed. So I had null pointers. It's because I used Text Mesh Pro. Our enthusiasm exploded. I do appreciate the enthusiasm. That's right. Okay, so I need to come in here. These need to be text TM Pros. These need to be TM Pros. TM Pro. TM Pros. Then we'll have to import that. TM Pros. Is that the right thing? TM Pro. Using Unity. Unity engine.tm. How do we get TM Pro? Is it just TM Pro? Okay, using TM Pro. And then these are text mesh pros. These should be text mesh pros. Text mesh pro. Okay. That's our new text. I'm happy to have you. Studio. No, thank you. Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank you for being amazing. We're happy to have you here. All right, so we have our Text Mesh Pros, and then now I can hook them up. Now I can hook them up to that as well. Here we go. Maybe. Does that have to be look? Quiet you. Text Mesh Pro. Stop. GUI. Look. I've done this. I've been here. Dragon spirits for your incredible wealth, your wealth of knowledge. 50 points to you, my friend. Thank you for saving me from myself. All right, so now we got that in here. Let us add this in to our dictation here, hypothesis and recognitions. And I can already tell that these need to be a little bit bigger. I'm gonna try doing the auto size on them. Do auto size on them so that they'll resize appropriately as they go. Hopefully, maybe. All right, folks, time for another vote. 1, it's gonna work. 2, fail spectacularly. 3, I don't know, and 4, yes. Get your votes in now. 1, success. 2, failure. 3, I don't know, and 4, yes. 4 for yes. All right, we got a lot more. We got some ones. Thank you for the ones, everybody. Wavy's going with a yes. Out of range exception, that can happen. Thindle. It is the captain, our captain. Science Streams, folks. Science Streams, incredible streamer here. We're gonna run it. Science, how you doing, my friend? Oh, Science, my Science. I'm doing fabulous. We are doing speech recognition here. Here it goes. Oh, so no exceptions, but clearly something it's not quite what we want here. It's just going here. This is beautiful. All right. Look at that scene go. Look at that text. Oh no. It needs to clear the text out. Clearly, this is clearly what we wanted. Perfect. It works exactly as intended. Science Hub's doing well. How are you today? I'm doing fabulous. We're having so much fun here. We also got Sir Black Soul. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. So we got it. This worked perfectly as intended. Folks, if you guys don't know, Science Streams, incredible stream. You may have guessed, it's a science streams with some incredible scientists. Wednesday night, last night, we did Whack-'em Wednesdays. Hey, I was lurking over there, Science. I was lurking. Wonderful stuff going on. Folks, be sure to give Science some love. Check them out. Amazing stuff. We have technically we have voice recognition. Is it useful? It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Huge success. It was huge. There's never been a greater success. It's the best success. We've been having so much success. Are you guys tired of the success yet? We've had all this success. There's no better success. I love the success. The success is unstoppable. We're making voice recognition great, guys. Making it great. Okay. Sensing crying over every. That's true. There's no sense crying over every mistake. We do what we can. Can we have a tiny bit more success? Science. Are you saying you're not satisfied? Are you saying that you're not satisfied with this success? Are you saying that you're insatiable, perhaps? We're having the best successes though. This could actually make for a great game. Imagine a horror game played with Dolly voice. Yeah, so there's some good stuff over here. That's right, Science. For the people who are still alive. That's right. Oh boy, Thindle, I'm loving it. As the great clown once said, "Ba da ba ba ba." I'm loving it. Was that the great clown? Did the great clown say that, or am I making that up? Okay. All right. So I think it just kept appending this here. Let's look at what it's actually doing. The results here, I kind of don't want it to just keep appending. Hypothesis. I want to see what happens if I set it to just equal, because I think the hypothesis kept repeating itself over and over. So I'm going to change this to just equals so that I can see what the chunks are coming out. With the great friend we made along the way. Good old Ronnie McDonnie. That's right. Indeed was a great clown. Ronnie McDonnie. All right, folks, we're gonna make this take up the full space. All right, so let's make these take up the full width here, but I can put a I believe if I add in a layout element here, I can set this to have a flexible width. I have the wrong thing selected. I want the label. I want this to say a flexible width. This is the one I can't remember. Flexible width is going to make one of these. Thindle, getting all those works in there, all the words in there, letting us learn about the cake. If I make one of these flexible width, I want it to take up the whole space, right? More and more text, keep growing. I want it to take up as much space as possible. I can't quite remember. I'm kind of surprised that this one is doing nothing here. Control child size. There we go. I need to set it so that it controls the child size. Like that. Okay. So we're going to control the child size. And this one does not have a flexible width. We're going to do a min width on it. And if we're going to make the min width so that we have the whole hypothesis there. Whole hypothesis. All right, we'll do the same thing with recognitions. All right, so this one, we're going to add out a layout element. We're going to say this one has a min width. And we're going to make this one have a flexible width. Layout element, flexible width. And then we have to say control the sizes. Control the sizes. So I'm going to shrink the font. The font's awfully big there. More and more text, keep growing to size. Okay. And then we are going to make our label have a min width. And the min width is going to be based on the recognition itself. Perfect, perfect. Easy peasy. Redmer, how you doing, my friend? Happy to see you on this beautiful Thursday. Nice to have you back in the stream. How have you been? Okay. And then I guess I kind of want here. I am thinking maybe I want. Well, let's take a look. Let's see what happens here. We're gonna run it again. Let's see what happens. This is kind of fun. Let's see what happens. Hello. How are you today? Look at that. This is pretty good speech recognition. I'm not gonna lie. That's right. Thindle is a man of culture. It's Tyndall now. You'll forever be known as Tyndall. It's $10. You're forever known as $10. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. We could so the next step is sort of 10. That's right. I'm wondering. Up, down, left, right. So we sort of need it to pull out individual words as we go. So I'm pretty excited about this. I'm wondering, can we customize it so it's only looking for specific words? But we could actually, so we have it, folks. We have a speech recognition going on here. We do have speech recognition. We have this basic. Let's commit it. This is pretty cool. This is really cool, actually. Get. Oh, I need to move my get ignore. Move get ignore. Do I have a get ignore here? Move get. Hello. Move get ignore to our voice commands project. Get status. Get n. Do an accent and see if it works. No one wants to hear me do an accent. No one wants to hear. Here, I'm gonna do. Look. I don't want to get in trouble. We're gonna see if it can understand. You know, Australian. I don't know what does a Swedish voice sound like. All right, here. All right. I'm going to do my Australian accent. Hey, I'm Australian. How are you, mate? That's pretty good. It picked it up pretty well. Did you see how well it did that accent? So accents, no problem. Does them perfectly. It was, look, no one could possibly say that wasn't a perfect Australian accent. How dare you say that? Here. All right, let me do my Swedish accent. Hi, I'm Swedish. How are you today in Sweden? It picked that one up too. Oh, all right. So perfect. All right. So folks, it's very good at picking up on accents as well. Cyan says, thank you so much. All right, everybody, for being here to witness this momentous occasion. We have speech recognition going on. 250 points to all of you beautiful people out there. The beautiful people. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and stop here. Would it be able to capture ferret speak? I don't know what ferret speak is. We are gonna take a quick break here. So we did. Oh, I gotta commit. We're gonna do a commit first. Look, we gotta commit. Get commit -m chore first attempt at dictation recognizer. All right, so the beautiful people. That's right. Marilyn Manson. No, that's it's Marilyn Monroe, I believe, did that one. Madeline Mansion, Micro Machines. Wait, what? I'm not sure. Anyway, I just spit everywhere. I got too excited. You guys are making me have too much fun. We got our speech recognition working here. Monroe is the pretty one, yeah. That exactly. That's right. All right, folks. We have our basic setup here. We're gonna take a quick break. When I come back, we're gonna take a look at some questions. So get your questions in now. Get your questions in now, folks. If you have a question for me, get it in there. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get myself some more bean water. I'm gonna get some more hydration in my body, and we're gonna come back. When we come back, I'm gonna answer your questions. We're gonna chat a little bit. Then we're gonna see if we can write a little. We're gonna see if I can write a character controller. I'm gonna put a little character on the screen and basically write maybe a little tiny platformer style thing where I have a character. And I'm gonna say, write. Here we're gonna. We're doing infinite runner, where we have two speeds. We have fast, so we can say fast, slow. Fast and slow will change the speed, and jump. So fast, slow, and jump are gonna be the three commands I'm gonna be able to give, and we're gonna have a character running and jumping. That's the plan. We'll see if we can get there. So hang tight, everybody. Captain Coder is gonna be right back. We're gonna do some stretches when we get back. We're gonna answer your questions. We're gonna have a good old time. Get your mom, get your dad, get your cousin, get your uncle, get your bear, get your aunts, Science, Balint. Get your aunts in the room. Get them stretching because they deserve it. I'll be right back. That's how you're gonna stretch your baby. That's a good idea. Better idea than the ants. But get the ants in there too. Get the ants in there, folks. We'll return momentarily. All right, everybody. Sorry that took so long. Usually getting confidence a little bit faster. I ran into a very upset dog. A very upset dog who wanted to go on a walk. My partner is awake, taking them on a walk. So I was hanging out with my dog for a little bit, comforting the dog, having a little chit chat. Telling my partner we're about to make a game where you have to yell jump a bunch. So I'm glad they're awake. So I'm not going to yell waking them up. It does usually, it takes longer than usual. The dog was, so the dog's been getting, I take the dog on walks usually every morning, but, the sun is coming up later and later. So I haven't, as you know, now the walks are getting a little bit later. So the dog gets real antsy. Anyway, partner's up, taking the dog on a walk. I had to comfort the dog. Dog was needing some love. Yeah, Red Mur, we're playing around with voice recognition. And Beliar, thank you. This is the dictation recognizer. It is built into, it's part of this Unity. This is the namespace we're in. Unity Engine.Windows. So it's Windows only. .speech. So it uses Windows speech recognition. So you need Windows 10 or later for this to work. That said, we played it, we looked, and we might actually take a look at this one as well. Does this one need Windows 10 as well? I think it still needs Windows 10. Okay, so it works with older versions of Windows as well. But we might end up buying this and playing with it. The one thing that I really wanted was for the library to be local and not be like an HTTP request having to call out to anything external. So I had fun. So folks, if we're just joining us, we have this speech. It's picking it up. Hello. How are you? So we're going to play around with it a little bit. I do need it to get, I think there's some things we can do to make it like cut off faster, but essentially I want to have the commands fast, slow, and jump. And we're gonna look at the settings here to see if we can get fast, slow, and jump. I want it to just pick up on those more quickly, to be able to do it. And so the first thing I think I need to do is find those. There's a Unity wrapper for Whisper. Ooh, Unity Coder. That could be good. Points add Unity Coder, 50 points. Whisper for speech recognition. Whisper Unity. Running speech to text model. Is Whisper for its high performance automatic speech recognition model on your local machine? Very cool. This is awesome. I'm gonna add this to my bookmark bar. We might look at this, run on local. So one of my big things, WebGL not supported. One of my big things is I want it to be local. I don't want, because we're going to need fast, responsive of jump. And again, you might be able to train it to be very, very simple, since our model is used, in this case, if you want it to recognize just specific words, your model can be really small. We don't actually need it to be a fully support all possible inputs, right? And so you could potentially get some models here. This is cool. We might have to take a look at this. What is the issue? Probably something with this libc++. Into browser, I didn't research it, but it seems that Unity support native C++ for WebGL build. So in theory, you can make CMake. Okay, so you could did some tests. Here's a rough list of tests that'd be done. Doesn't support multi-threading. That's true. Hangs. Okay. I add parallel bump inference. Okay, so it looks like it might be coming. Might be coming in the future. We are going to look at some settings here, see if we can make, for now, we're gonna see if we can get this to just recognize one word at a time, to pull it out. Awesome stuff. Whisper might be a way to go. Okay. Dragon Spirit. Interestingly enough, I didn't have to do anything to get it to hear my mic. It just worked out of the box. So I'm sorry to hear you are having trouble with that. Keyword recognizer might be what we actually want. Listen to speech intents to match uttered phrases to a list of registered keywords. I think this is what we want. There can be many keyword registers active at any given time, but no two keywords may be listening for the same keyword. This is essentially what we want. We want jump, fast, slow. So I'm thinking this is what I want to do. On phrase to be recognized, list of keywords, keyword recognizer, phrase recognizer. On phrase recognize. So my question is, do I use this in tandem with the dictionary, the dictation recognizer? Make the phrase and start listening. So we just, okay. All right. Let's, on phrase recognized, let's see what this does. Let's see what this does. Keyword list of speech. There may be many active. Keyword recognizer is currently functional only on Windows 10. Yeah, of course. Returns the list of keywords which was supplied when the keyword recognizer was created. Create a keyword recognizer which listens to specified words. Tells whether the phrase recognizer is listening for the phrase. Events that gets fired when the phrase recognizer recognizes the phrase. Okay, so we might, we might be able to do this. Okay. Let's create, and we're going to create a new script, keyword recognizer. Create. And I'm going to change this scene here. This is going to be our dictation example. And we'll create a new scene. New scene. This is going to be, oh, folks, I got so excited about hopping back in. I forgot to answer questions. I don't know that we, I got too excited. So folks, if you have a question, feel free to use the question command and get it in there. We're gonna look at those real quick. If you have a question, you want me to see something, you want to share something you have. Oh, and we forgot to stretch. I just got so excited. Here, folks. All right. Let's take a look at this. We'll get some stretching in, and we're gonna hop back into it. Wavy says not. Let's open up a new text thing here, and we'll kill that. All right. Wavy asks, not a question, but rather you wait till break. Check it out. I don't know how I ended up with this outcome, but somehow I like it. All right, Wavy, let's check it out, folks. Anyone who doesn't know, Wavy's only been. Just started game development. Been doing it for 3 weeks. You're on week 3 or week 4 now, Wavy. So making some incredible progress here. All right. So we have the Grim Reaper without a scythe, hopping around. Oh, this is getting your background, your infinite background. So the background's moving with you. You're on week 3. This is amazing for week 3. Incredible stuff. What am I looking at here? So I know you were trying to get the background to repeat. Instead, the background is following you. It could just be that the XY is matching up. So you're using you're doing parallax, right? Yeah. Stalker background. That's right, Dramos. Background, I'm gonna get you. That background, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna find you. Thank you for sharing, Wavy. Thank you for sharing. Nice job, my friend. Nice job. Wavy, if you have any other stuff you want to share with us, feel free to post those. Folks, we're going to get some stretches in, then we're going to hop back into it. Look, the captain loves you. Which means...
You in the back. Pay attention.
Which means you should love you, and if you love you, you got to love that body. And if you're like the captain, you're hunched over... You got those RSIs, those repeated stress injuries, and we got to take care of our bodies. You don't want to be all hunched over. Maybe you do want to be hunched over. I don't know you. I don't know your life, but I want you to take care of that body. And so the captain loves you, which means you should love you. And if you love you, you got to take care of that body. And one way you can take care of the body is doing some stretches. So get on up. I'm going to implore you to stand on up. See what I'm doing with my arms? Get on up with me. We're going to get some stretches in. We're going to take care of our bodies. All right. So the first stretch, you guys know what's coming. You guys know what's coming. I like to get the forearm stretch here. We're stretching out our forearm here. Take those fingertips. You're gonna grab them and pull them back until you have a little bit of tension. You're just gonna hold it there. If you have any pain in your wrist, any pain in your arm, any pain in your elbow, stop. No pain. No pain. We just want to hold this here. Keep it nice. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Hold this here for 20 seconds, folks. 20 seconds. Donnie, welcome back to the stream. Donnie, how you doing, my friend? Donnie, I think you got a game design patterns book. Is that true? How's the book? How's the book going? Oh, this feels good. Go ahead and roll that wrist out, folks. We're gonna go the other direction. Take those fingertips, bring them down. Donnie House says, "I'm living." Good. Living is better than not living, I suppose. What's the opposite of living? Is the opposite of living dying? I'm gonna hold this here for just a little bit. Again, you're stretching across the top. If you have any pain, stop. You don't want any pain here. And the Grumpy Game Dev. Oh, Grumpy, my Grumpy. Welcome back to the stream. So glad you're here. So glad to have you on this beautiful day. Oh, doesn't the stretch feel good? Roll that wrist out. Roll that wrist out. We're going to go the other direction now. Grab the fingertips on that other arm. Boom. How's your shroom juice, Captain? It hasn't come yet. So I haven't tried it. But yeah, my partner ordered some mushroom coffee. So it's caffeine free, but supposed to give you the same type of energy. Oh, this feels good. This feels good, folks. I hope you're enjoying this. Donnie, it's great. I have about 300 pages in it. You're about 300 pages in it. I think my C# knowledge has increased exponentially. Fantastic. Donnie, can you post a link to the book? Can you post a link to it? Roll that out. Yeah, Dramox, mushroom coffee? Yeah, is it just mushroom broth? Audex, don't let your wrist hurt. Don't let your wrist hurt. You just want, as soon as you have any tension, stop and just hold it there. It shouldn't be any pain. It shouldn't be any pain, and especially in the wrist. You don't want any pain in the wrist, because the whole point of this is to help prevent RSIs, not create the RSIs. Donnie, thank you for the link. I'm gonna open it up, check it out in just a second. Go ahead and roll it out. Yeah, the psilocybin based coffee. That's right. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel great? Cody Kimmis, welcome back to the stream. I'm happy to have you here, my friend. Dragon Spirit, my left wrist is now my right foot. Look. Sometimes things happen. Look, I'm not giving you any kind of real advice. Look, this is all. Look. If something happens, it's not my fault. All right, folks, next we're gonna do some shoulder rolls. Take those shoulders, move them up, back, and down. We're gonna roll them and back. 2, 3, 4, add the elbows. That's right, Grumpy. They are for entertainment purpose. 3, 4, full arms. 2, 3, 4, roll them forward. 2, 3, 4, at the elbows. 2, 3, 4, full arms. 2, 3, 4. All right, shake it out. Let's get the link to that. Again, guys, thank you so much for joining me in those beautiful stretches, for being here, for taking care of yourselves, for loving yourselves the way you deserve to be loved. 50 points to all you beautiful people out there. Dramox, I know you did those stretches. I know you did. Thank you for joining me. All right, we're going to hop back in here. The book here is this one. This one here. Donnie, thank you for sharing that link with us. The C# Player's Guide. I thought you were... I love the C# Player's Guide. I always recommend this book. It's the best... I think this is, in my opinion, the best learned C# book from the ground up, essentially. C# Player Guide, absolute fabulous book. But there was another book that you were working on, Donnie, right? I thought you were working on out of a book for design patterns, like game design patterns. This book here. Doy. It happens. The JD does have. Thank you for the doy. This is the book. So this book, Game Programming Patterns. I should get this book, because I should look at it. Look, I'm new to game dev, and I think this would be a great book. Razor, thank you for the doy. Jaguvari and Pete, welcome back. Happy to have you here. Pete, fantastic book.
Seems
Thank you
good.
that's a lot of doing. That's a lot. We're just gonna let that happen. Oh boy. The yellow book is the one I always recommend. That's my second recommendation for learning C#. Learn C#. It's a little bit dated, but when you're learning just the basics, it's absolutely fantastic. I always recommend C# Player's Guide, and then the C# course, which is the yellow book. Yellow book's a fantastic, an absolutely fantastic resource. That's not cost prohibitive. So I think the C# Player's Guide is my number one choice. If you can afford if you can buy it, if you can afford it, absolutely fantastic book. The author's amazing. R.B. Whitaker there's a Discord for it. The community's super active. Amazing stuff going on over there, right? And then if it's cost prohibitive, this is another good resource for learning this. And I personally, you guys know me, I love books. I think learning from a book, videos for me, in my opinion, this is just my preference, videos give a lot of students a false sense of learning. That is one thing that I will say is that videos, I think, often give you a false sense of learning because you watch what someone does and you copy. You watch someone that's copy it. When you read and you process, it's a little bit slower, sure. You're reading and you're processing, but you're building up sort of this intuition, and then you have to actually like type out. You can't just copy and paste or open the code or whatever. That's not to say that you can't get a lot from video tutorials. I personally find books and the reading gives me, and in my experience as a teacher, I find my students do much better long-term when using written books, written guides, written material rather than videos. Wavy. That's what I'm saying. Like, people get stuck in this. They talk about being stuck in tutorial hell, and I do think it's depending on what you're trying to learn from them, and that's why you're doing so good. Jagu. That's exactly right. You get a lot of what, but not why. A lot of what. It's really easy to make it like, hey, just copy what I'm doing. Copy what I'm doing without explanation. I found my thrill on Tutorial Hill. Who was that? Was that I can't think of his name. One of my favorite artists. Why can't I think of his name right now? The artist who does Blueberry Hill. He essentially invented like the triplet blues. Da 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 da. Blueberry Hill artist. Song. Fats Domino. This guy, Fats Domino, is amazing. That smile. Chubby Checker. No, Fats Domino. Fats Domino is this incredible blues guy. All of his music is like the same music though. Not all of it, but has the triplets blues going. I love some Fats Domino. One of my favorite. Whoa. Overgrown Carrot. Holy moly with the raid. Folks, we got ourselves, look. It's not a little tiny baby carrot. It's not a regular carrot. It's not even a big carrot. It's a giant overgrown carrot. Overgrown carrot, folks. Overgrown Carrot, thank you so much for the raid. Shout out to the Overgrown Carrot. Not the Overgrown, just Overgrown Carrot. Overgrown Carrot, incredible programmer. Linux hacker, does Hack the Box, live on a stream all the time. Puts out amazing videos on hacking stuff. Overgrown Carrot, if you got a raid and run, no worries, my friend. But I'd love to know what you were working on. How are things going on your stream? And thank you so much for bringing your crew over here with us. I'm so glad you're here. What the heck are we doing, folks? If you don't know who I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me. And me is a computer science educator. I teach computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 14. It's my full-time job. Teaching children, the next gen. How to program, how to do computer science. And I'm actually teaching some music this time. Evergreen says it was good. We did some active crew Sorry, active, the text gem on active directory hacking, and then also some printer hacking today. So it was fun. That's awesome. That sounds awesome. I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, check out Overgrown Carrot. Incredible streamer. Incredible streamer. Cypher Enigma, thank you for the follow. Cypher Enigma, I'd like to welcome you to the crew now. Cypher Enigma, welcome to the academy. Cypher Enigma, Cypher Enigma, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Happy to have you here. Folks, did you know, so I sing songs. Did you know Overgrown Carrot will actually take a song and convert it to speech for you. You give him any song, it's amazing. It's incredible skill Overgrown Carrot has. Give him any song and he can speak it. He can say those words. It's amazing. How will you handle picking between multiple mic source options? That's a great question, Hellraiser. I'm cheating a little bit. I am using, let's take a look at what's going on here. So I'm using Unity's engine.windows.speech, which it's kind of sad. We're using Windows Speech, so it's using the Windows dictation software it's built in. But someone pointed out, a Unity coder pointed out we have an option over here that we might take a look into, which is our, where did it go? Whisper Unity. Someone put a wrapper for Whisper here, which is text to speech, Whisper AI, and so we might switch to this at some point. We're just exploring this. Beautiful stuff here. Wicked Blue Ninja, have you met Blue Ninja? They are wicked. They are great. Thank you, Wicked Blue Ninja, for following me today. Oh yeah, Wicked Blue Ninja, thank you so much for the follow. I'm happy to have you here on this beautiful day. Kylondo, sorry I didn't say hello. Welcome back to the stream, Kylondo. It's nice to see you, my friend. How you been? Only reason Hellraiser says is I thought that I have played around with adding voice commands to my chat about using Pico Voice. Don't think it is something that can be built into Unity. Yeah, so Hellraiser, one of the things that I wanted to avoid, and so there's a lot of options for doing speech to text. Yeah, so it's voice recognition, speech recognition. There's a lot of options, but most of them, maybe not most, but many of the options that I've seen out there, you have to make a web API call. This one, we don't have to make a web API call. Whisper looks like we don't have to make a web API call. And then there's this other one here that's a Unity asset that it does not require internet connection. So we might play around with a couple different ones, depending on how much time we have. Whisper, Unity. That's right, Unity. Wicked Blue Ninja better than Blueberry Hill. Look, I got it. Sometimes, look, every like ninth, in one in 100 songs that I end up singing come out okay. So I appreciate you being here. Oh, it doesn't require a web API calls. I thought it did. Pico Voice. I thought I kind of was looking at some stuff. You have to. Are you sure Pico Voice Unity? Are you sure it doesn't require? I think it may. I'm 90% sure. And look, I'm not 90% sure. I'm 9% sure. I'm 9% sure that the API does web calls, because you have to have it connected to their API. And I could be absolutely wrong. Doesn't this? Yeah, because you have to give it your access key. No. So I could be completely wrong. I think this makes calls out to their web API. Shidey, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day. How you doing, Shidey? How's it going? How's your game coming along? Yeah. There was a question, does Pico Voice work offline? Does it work offline? Yeah, so offline. Does Pico Voice Unity offline? 100% offline. The Pico Voice app is cross-platform and works. Okay. Does at least based on my research. Okay, so at a glance, let's say at a glance, it works offline. At a glance. Well, I have to play with it. Kirby's Planet, what's up, my friend? I could ask ChatGPT. That's okay. Can be specific. Yeah, we could ask ChatGPT. Unity offline. On the voiced man, voice recognition entirely offline. So they on their webpage they even say entirely offline. So this is interesting. I'm curious. Private and secure, voice recognition offline, intrinsic HIPAA and GDPR compliant. Okay, all right. Pico Voice is another option. Looks like it's another option. Anywhere frameworks. So there's a lot of things we could play around with. At a glance, I know what I'm doing. Just don't look any harder. JD, you and I are in the same school of thought, my friend. This is why I like your stream so much. JD, is because, at a glance, we both kind of look like we know what we're doing at a glance. And we say, look, don't look any harder. Don't look too hard, because you don't want to find out that I'm actually, Look, I've said it many times. Captain Coder is a simpleton. I'm a simpleton. I'm not smart. A lot of people think I'm smart because I'm pretty good at coding. I've specialized in this thing. And so a lot of people call me a code-a-ton, because I got a lot of code up in the old noodle. You might burn your eyes. That's right, Distron. We might burn our eyes. Took 3 weeks. No, JD. No shame. It happens. Not to be confused with a singleton. That's right. Although there can only be one instance of the Captain Coder per stream. Is that true? Let's find out. Let's see. Can we invoke a second Captain Coder here? Can I duplicate this? Copy. Paste. That did nothing. I'm about to break my whole set. There, look. Good. Look. No, there's multiple. Look, here I am. Oh, look, Captain Coder's all over the place. I moved something else. Look, I can be everywhere. At once. Look, we can make as many of these as we need. Hang on, I'm gonna duplicate this scene, but sort of generic too. Let's not break anything. I'm just gonna kick it here. Just rumble, frumble, grumble. Huh? Look, there we go. Now we can transition it. All right. We're gonna stop being crazy, folks. We gotta focus. Are we focusing? Can we focus? Here for a moment? All right. I missed some stuff here. Yeah, not to be confused with the singleton. Thank you for the doy, JD. Thank you for the nice. They are multiplying, Captain Coderception. Okay, folks. We're not going to worry too much about which tool we're using for voice recognition at this point. All we got to know is that we can do it. And so what I want to see if we can do before I have to go, because I do have work at some point. Look, as much as I love you guys, as much as I wish I could stay here all day, there are limitations to the captain's powers. I want to see if we can get a scene. I was going to create a new scene here, and this was going to be we're going to just look at the keyword. This is prototyping. Phrase recognition. Is that what I want? Keyword recognizer. No, we wanted to do the keyword recognizer. We want to see if we get the keyword recognizer to recognize jump, fast, slow, and then build a stupid really dumb endless runner. We have a character running, and you have 2 speeds, you have fast, you have slow, and then you say jump, and see if that can be our player controls. That could be our player controls. So I want to write a second scene here. Create a second scene here. Create a second scene here. It's scene. This is going to be our keyword example. Let's see if we get our keyword example going. Wow! We got a wow! Whoa! That's right, Shiny. That's right. Okay, let's open up the keyword example. Save. Nice. Thank you for the nice.
Seems good.
All right, so we got our keyword example going here. We are going to make me type keyboard real good. Look, me type keyboard real good. It's true. It happens. Keyword, what did they call it? Keyword script. Well, I ruined that. Let's try again. Keyword script. Keyword script. And I was gonna steal the example here and see if we could play around with it. Like show. Boom, save that. And we're gonna attach this to an object. We gotta attach.
Whoa.
Thank you for the whoa, Dragon Spirit. Keyword. Call it keywords. We're gonna attach our keyword script here. And the keywords we're looking for are going to be jump, fast, and slow. Jump, fast, and slow. Okay. And it kind of looks like what the script is doing when it starts up. It creates a keyword recognizer with those keywords, and then it gets a keyword.
You in
it's
the back.
going to
Pay attention.
That's right, JD. Pay attention. Thank you for the pay attention. Thank you for the hey. We're gonna try this. We're gonna see what it outputs here. It looks like it's gonna output some stuff into the terminal. Not the terminal, the console. Let's see if we can get. I'm curious. So it should ignore everything I'm saying, but except when I say the specific words, so nothing happens when I'm talking around. But if I say jump. I got it. It's a little slow. Fast. Slow. Okay. So it can do it. The latency, we might as well be calling out to a web API because the latency is terrible. So I'm hoping we have some knobs we can control here and be like, can we set it to be a little like, can you, the latency is bad. Can we look at this keywords is running? Can we get, all right. Latency was really bad. Confidence level, keywords confidence. It's so slow. I really want it to be faster. So here's the thing. I know it's hearing my words really, really fast because in this other, it's hearing them as I say them almost in real time. In the dictation one, it's hearing it almost in real time. So what I might actually have to write my own thing to extract the words here. So watch this. Jump. Slow. Fast. Heard test. So it works nice for dictation, but for commands, not so well. Yeah. One thing we might do. See, notice it's coming in really quickly like this. We could just say that when it's looking at the hypothesis, look for the word fast. Right? Slow. So I have some knobs here I can adjust with this particular one. So when the keyword recognizer may be not the right thing for latency, right? So keyword, I was hoping this would work. The keyword is not going to be what we want to do. But we might be able to use something with the dictation recognizer because there are some properties for the dictation recognizer that allows us to sort of silence timeout, the length in seconds before dictation or end session. Initial silence at the time length in seconds before dictation right now sends end due to lack of audio. So we can do, there are some knobs we can play with, at least here in this constructor, I believe, or at least in this class, we can adjust some things to change it. And I'm wondering if the topic constraint is something we can play with. What is the topic constraint? Topic. And I wish the autocomplete, we might have to switch topic constraint. Dictation topic constraint. Let's look at what this is. It's an enum. Interesting. Dictation will optimize for form filling scenario, web scenarios, dictation. Okay, so this isn't particularly useful. Why would they? That's interesting. I guess if we're trying to fill out a form, it would make sense. Okay. But what we could do is, as we're talking, find some stuff in there. I'm wondering if we can get the latency to be better. Latency to not be as bad. All right, so we're gonna play around with this a little bit. I like that. These are the different bindings that it can connect to. Initial, the time length in seconds before dictation right ends audio input in case there was no audio to be heard. Time in seconds before dictation sessions and due to lack of audio input. Thought there was another one here. I thought there was one that said like listen. Okay, we're gonna try it. So one thing, there is latency if there's no talking. So it's once you're going, it hears stuff and it like pulls it off. Jump. Run. So the latency is a little bit long, and so I'm wondering if the ability to have it not stop listening but cut off what it's doing. So I want it to keep listening without stopping. Jump. So we're gonna go with it. So you might just have to. So it could be a thing where the latency is okay in there. Yeah. Dictation complete error results. Yeah. Eventually, when the recognizer changes its hypothesis for the current fragment, and so we actually want to pull out the words from that, I think. Okay. All right. So I think we have a little bit of a strategy of how to do this. And so I'm going to create a scene. I'm going to create a scene. I'm going to add in a character. I'm going to add in a platform, and they're going to be running. Dragon Spirit. Here's the thing. Here's where the latency is coming from. The latency is coming from it turns itself off. So as I keep talking, it picks it up almost immediately. Jump. Right. So it picks it up almost immediately while I'm talking, but it turns off. It's because it's in the background. There's a process running and it's saying, oh, I'm doing some calculations and this is somewhat expensive. And so when I first start talking, that is when it sort of, there's latency from when it first starts talking. So there's that. So we'll see. The recognition of talking ending is the latency. Yeah. So we're gonna see if we can make it, and it could just be like you might build. We'll see here, and it's interesting. We're gonna write a little scene here, called voice command test. Voice command test here, and I'm gonna add in a player. There's going to be a thing that's moving just always to the left. I guess I should be in a 2D scene. I made a 3D project. I guess we could have it be a 3D project, but I got to make a very, very basic scene where I have a player I guess I could do it in 3D. Yeah, I guess there's no reason not to make it 3D. Let's add in a capsule for our player. Capsule, go out in 2D mode. All right, there's our player. Add a platform for them to run on. And we're gonna have the jump, basically. Gonna be able to yell out jump for our player to be able to jump. So our quote unquote player controller is gonna be the thing that has the information in it that's processing. And so as stuff is coming in, it's going to be pulling the text off. I'm like, what? I have a question. I have a thought. As the hypothesis, can we restore the resource that this dictation recognizer uses? So like as soon as I see a jump or something, I want to sort of say, I want to like clear out the hypothesis. I bet these are events. Yeah, I'm curious because as I keep talking, it's sort of, yeah. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if I can call dispose, and if I need to call start again. Dispose the resource this dictionary recognizer uses. After the calling this, the dictionary will stop functioning. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I do want the keyword recognizer. I'm so like I'm like. You're hearing my thought process out loud right now of how I want to do this. So one of the challenges that I'm noticing I'm going to run into is that once I see a word like the word jump or the word slow, so as soon as I see the word jump, I want to stop. Notice the top one keeps building out stuff, even if I keep talking. So if it's still hearing stuff, I say jump again. If I'm processing just the hypothesis, it's going to keep seeing the word jump. So I kind of am wondering whether or not I can say to clear out the hypothesis, like force recognition at that point. Because it's not until after I stop talking that it does the actual recognition. So we can see live what I'm saying, and then the recognition is when I stop. Yeah, so this is where there's some internal dispute in my mind of the length of time in seconds before dictation session ends due to lack of audio input in case there was no audio heard in the current session before it ends due to lack of audio input. I'm wondering if I can end it manually, force it to end. Stop the dictation recognition. So if I can start and stop it. So I'm wondering whether I can start and stop here. I'm going to write a little controller, thing that will try and just pull out the words that I'm trying to find. So yeah. So one of the things, the keyword example wasn't good because if I say jump at the end of something, it fails. Jump. So if I say just jump, it recognizes it. But if I'm saying jump in a sentence, it doesn't recognize it. Similar, if I say slow, it didn't hear slow because it was part of a full sentence. You have to say it without anything else around it. Slow. And then it will get it. So there's a little bit of a challenge there of stuff around. And so I think I'm going to see if I can write my own sort of, command detector and see if we can do that. So we're gonna write a script here. And my idea is as soon as I want to use just the hypothesis, as soon as I find one of the keywords that I want to detect, I'm going to stop it and then start it over again. I'm going to see if that will work. And so I'm going to create a script here, keyword detector. Okay, so now we're officially writing, or maybe I should call it command detector. Command detector is what I'm going to call it. Command detector. Okay, and we are going to have this thing work similar to our dictation script. I'm going to use the dictation script. Command detector. Should be command detector like this. It's going to work very similar to this. The difference is that when we get a hypothesis, we want to scan the hypothesis and say, does this contain one of our commands? Does it contain one of our commands? And if it does, fire off an event. So I want to add in a Unity event. Doesn't have, I can do a non-Unity event, but I'm going to serialize it. I'm going to use a Unity event, public Unity event, and this is part of the Unity engine.events package here. On command, and then string. So I'm going to have this. It's going to send the command that was detected. Unity event on Unity event, sorry, of string on command, and I'm going to make this a property, and then I can add field here to make it access. Yeah, Distron Unity events are great because now I can access it in my UI, in my inspector. These are great for making stuff you can interact with in the inspector. And so I'm gonna have a command that can say when I get a command, I can go trigger my player controller to do a thing. So my player controller is gonna end up having a jump, a fast, and a slow that it can use, and then we just registered on that. So in our inspector, we can say, okay, when these commands come through, listen for the command if it's the right command. And we could potentially make an enumerated type of our commands. We're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna keep it simple in this case. We're gonna keep it simple. All right, so when we start, we're gonna need a dictation recognizer. So we're gonna take our dictation recognizer here. This is an actual field. So for following, Unity, what am I trying to say? Following, not Unity, but C# convention. I'm going to follow C# convention. We put our fields before our constructor, before our methods. And I'm going to switch to use underscore lowercase. Underscore lowercase. That is the Microsoft naming convention that I prefer. You should do whatever your team's doing. A lot of Unity docs use the M convention, which is sort of like an older, in my mind, it's an older C# thing to do. A normal dev, welcome back to the stream, says, hey Captain, have you tried ECS? What do you think about it? I haven't tried ECS. I have not tried ECS. I've heard great things, but I've not built anything significant enough. Irish John, I believe, is using ECS. And so I personally have not done it, but this is the entity component system. And I've heard fantastic things for creating huge scenes, amazing stuff for creating really, you don't have to think about the threading and stuff in that case. And so for large, giant games, from what I understand this is a fantastic way to do. A normal dev, I haven't done anything about it. What I've heard is fantastic. I've heard fantastic things about it. Julian asked, what does the serialized field do? Excellent question. Let me show you. This enables us to access it in the inspector. So let me come back over here. I'm going to go into my scene here. So I'm going to go back to my dictation example. Let me create a game object here. My game object is going to be my command detector, or command controller. And I'm going to add in my command detector. This is my script. The serialized field makes it appear here. So let me get rid of this. If I get rid of this, commented out, removed it. It's going to get rid of on command in my inspector here. I no longer have access to it here. And this allows me to access it in my inspector. A normal dev, I've only heard one person talk about how they disliked it, and that person was coming from wanting to use traditional threading. So they wanted to manage their own threading in Unity, and Unity really, from what I understand, doesn't like that. So Unity uses its own threading system. Julian, did that answer your question? So when we get to a point here, there's gonna, I'm going to let me show you what it does. Let me show you what it does here. Let me add in another text here. So here's my canvas. We'll switch to 2D so we can see my canvas here. Basically, I want to add in another, I'm going to add in another text element here. I'm going to duplicate one of these. It's going to be last command. Okay. And my label is going to say last command. I'm just going to make it say command. Okay. And then the text here, command. Okay. Command text. What I can do with it in the inspector is I can say, okay, when we get a command, when this event fires, now I can edit this in the inspector. The function, I'm going to say, well, this is a text mesh pro. I'm just going to set my text to be the command that came through. So when this event fires, this text will update. This text will update it. So it allows me to sort of edit this stuff in the inspector. So check it out. We're just going to do a dumb thing here. When we start, we'll do on command.invoke new jump. All right. And then we're going to make it do a jump. And then if time is greater than 5, so after 5 seconds, we're going to set it to slow. All right. So it lets us do the same thing. So let's check it out. So if this works, it will do, it'll say jump when we start because it invokes this command. And then it's going to say after 5 seconds, it should say slow. So let's check it out. Then we got jump. Slow. So now we have it set up. So anytime I want to, anything can register on the commands that are coming through. Anything can register on the commands that are coming through. Have a beautiful day, Dragon Spirit Games. As always, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be, and you're welcome back anytime. We'll see you soon, Dragon Spirit Games. Also, folks, I forgot to tell people. Saturday. The Captain Coder and the Grumpy Game Dev present Coding Kata, a test-driven experience. Folks, this Saturday, every second Saturday, Grumpy challenges me to a Coding Kata, and this is going to be on September 9th. This is this Saturday, folks. Be sure to mark it on your calendar. You don't want to miss it. And if you want to be aware of all the upcoming events, feel free to join the Discord. We love to see you there. Yeah, so someone else was also asking, what about serialized field, serialized field? The difference here is that this is a property. 1 week till Journey Jam is true. This is a property. So if I want to get this to show up in the inspector, I have to say field here says use the backing field. So this is an auto property. I actually need field here. Excuse me. If I don't have field here, we actually don't get this in the inspector unless I make it a field. And so since I'm making it as a property, I have to put this field thing here. I hope that kind of made sense. Volmancer, thank you for that. Volmancer, for your wealth of knowledge. Volmancer, 50 points to you. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your assistance. Okay, so the idea here with my dictation script is I want to see, I'm gonna need one of these. I already put one of those in. Okay, we're gonna instantiate this. We're going to instantiate this. Like so. Bullmancer, you were close enough. I just like to use properties in a lot of cases. When I want to be able to access it but not set it, I use auto property. I really like it. I think confidence level rejected. Let's go with low so that we get all the text coming in. I'm curious what that'll look like. Okay, and my idea here is we need these things. Mine are going to be different. I just want this here as an idea. Confidence level rejected. JD, oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh, JD. I apologize for laughing, but that's a good one. I hope you were trying to make me laugh. Otherwise, I'm quite the jerk. Confidence level rejected reminds me of trying to date in high school. Oof. Oof. That's a big oof. Dictation result. Okay, so I want to write a method for this. I'm going to do dictation recognizer dot dictation result. This is an event, and the event I'm going to do is on. Oh, I don't care about the result actually. I care about the hypothesis. Dictation hypothesis on hypothesis change. This is going to make me create a method. I don't like doing it, I don't like making, I don't like making these, I call these lambda expressions, but these anonymous functions can be a little bit hard to debug and like basically kind of impossible to write tests and stuff for. So I'm actually going to create a method here on hypothesis change, And the idea being that as we get a hypothesis in, and we still have to start this, dictation recognizer dot start. And part of me feels like this should be on enable rather than on start. As our hypothesis is coming in, it's going to show the hypothesis, and then I want to check. I want to look in and see, does it contain one of our commands? We have to have a list of commands, by the way. Let's come in here. I'm going to create a private string array commands like this, and this will also autocomplete. What you doing, my friend? Serialize this field. Serialize field like that. So we have this commands. Okay. And we're going to check to see if any of the text is that command. So we're going to go ahead and do text.toLower, and then we're going to split words. Split words, interesting. I haven't seen that. I was just going to do a split. And we can split on white space, but there's a weird thing you do where split on white space by putting a null in here. This is saying, normally it splits on, I think, on the spaces, but we actually care about white space. And you can put in all the different separate you want. I only care about white space. Also, I want to welcome Serene Falls 2, not number 1, version 2.0. Serene Falls, welcome aboard. I'd like to welcome you to the crew. Serene Falls 2. Thank you for following me. Serene 2, thank you so much. Serene Falls 2, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Captain Coders Academy. You're gonna try and work in Godot Hellraiser. Folks, you guys don't know about the Journ Jam. You gotta get in on the Journ Jam. It's gonna be good. We're gonna split this. Someone remind me to show the Journ Jam. I'm trying to focus a little bit because we're running short on time. Oh, this is gonna give us back a string array tokens. Let's give us back the tokens. And then I want to basically loop through for each string token in tokens. I want to find, I'm going to say if token commands, you know what? Yeah, commands dot contains token. If it contains the token, then this is essentially going to be the commands. We're gonna do on command dot invoke token like this, and then we're gonna break. So there's a little bit interesting here. Is I want to actually stop checking things when this happens. So I'm wondering if at this point can I do dictation recognizer dot like restart. I really want it to stop and then start again. And so I'm not sure it'll let me do this. But we're gonna do stop. It says go ahead and die. Stop doing what you're doing, and then dictation recognizer.start. And then we're gonna stop short. We're gonna end early. So we're gonna stop and start, and I'm hoping this will restart the hypothesis here. The next thing I'm gonna actually do here is add another one here that says on hypothesis change, on hypothesis change. So that way we can update, we can see the hypothesis live. So on the hypothesis change, oh, we already have this. On hypothesis update, let's go with update. I hate that a little bit. On hypothesis update here. Naming is hard. And then we'll say on hypothesis update dot invoke the text as it came in here, like that. The text as it comes in here. Okay. And I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna get rid of this dictation chunk here. We don't need that. I'm gonna disable it. I'm going to go ahead and disable the recognitions. And then I'm going to attach, I have this on hypothesis change. When the hypothesis changes, I want the text of my hypothesis to update. And so we're gonna do it this way. Set the text like that. So it doesn't have to be through the code. We can do it this way, sort of bind things. And if I want some other thing to listen to hypothesis, I can do it. So I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna come to my command detector, my commands. We've got jump. We've got slow, and we've got fast. Slow, fast, jump. Let's run it. Let's see how we do. Let's see how we did. As I talk, I'm hoping the dictation will come through. All right, it still works like that. It's interesting that it says slow. That's because of my update, I believe. We're gonna see if I can do jump. Okay, so when I did the stop, all right, when I did stop, my warnings are off here. It was already running, so I kind of got to wait for it to stop. Okay, so there was an issue here. I didn't get an exception, but when I called, so you notice it found slow, it stopped, and then it wouldn't start again. So I bet there's an event. I bet there's an event for when it, I'm hoping there's an event for when it's done here. So I think we have to, so stop is the correct thing to do. We can't call start right away. There's probably, I'm hoping there's an event that we can look at here. At the very least, we might be able to look at the status. Yeah, status is interesting, but I sort of want it to stop and then start up again. And so we have to figure out how to access that status. This is, all right, I'm gonna look in here. Error handler. When I call stop, dispose, start. You think I need to call it that? I think, let's try that. Stop, dispose. So the error I was getting was that I might actually be able to just do dispose as well. So dispose says dispose of the resources, the detection, recognizer. Oh, no. The comment on this actually in the documentation, after you call dispose, it actually destroys this object. So we can't do that. We can't do that. So dispose is incorrect. Stop takes it a little bit of time to actually stop. It's like an external thing. So I'm imagining stopping externally. Yeah, Hellraiser, no worry. Great suggestion. Great suggestion. And so I need to restart it. And so what I'm going to do is in my update, This is for debugging here. In my update, I'm actually gonna say, hey, I want to get the status here. Only assignment. Oh, it's saying that I have to put, yeah, I have to assign this to something. And basically, I wanted to look at status here. Status dot. What is status? I want to look at it. Starts the dictation recognition. Dictation recognizer can only be started if phrase recognition is not running. Phrase recognition dot restart. So I don't know that it actually started the phrase recognition. I think it's just saying that you can't use those two things in tandem. So if we look here, phrase recognition system attempts to restart the phrase recognition set gen. I don't know that it's actually running. The warning I got was that the dictation recognizer was already running. So it's saying, hey, you've already started this. I think it needs some time to actually stop. Stop it. Yeah, so I think we have to wait for it to actually stop, and then I'm gonna have to ask the question here. Oh, Practical NPC is replying, so that's going, Practical NPC, this is not Godot. Look, I got nothing against Godot, but anyway, I was Practical. No worries, folks. Practical, how you doing, my friend? Happy to have you here. Also, G, thank you for popping in, my friend. It's nice to see you on this beautiful Thursday. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Stopped running, failed, and so I think during an update, I'm just gonna have a thing here that's gonna display this, so we can see it. And part of me wants to do something that says if it's stopped, try and start it. So one second. So I'm gonna do a thing here. We have private status. What was the type of this thing? Private speech system status. Last status, or I could call it current status. And then I'm gonna create an event. Serialize field. I'm gonna call this on status change, and this is gonna be a speech system status. So when the status changes, it's gonna put out the next one. And doing some house cleaning. 3 big bags of garbage in about 10 minutes. Not bad. And then doing some groceries, popping in. Well, I'm happy to have you here, my friend. We're gonna say if current status is not equal to status. So if they don't match here, then we're gonna do on status change dot invoke current status, and then we're actually gonna update current status. It's gonna be status. So when it changes, we'll get that invoked, we'll get that out, so you can listen for the status change. And then I'm gonna actually register something that says when it goes to stop, we should start it up again. And that's probably the dumb thing, like a dumb thing to do right now. 'Cause what if we do actually want to stop it? So we'll have to add. There would be some more logic you'd have to implement here to really get it cooking properly. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna do our current status invoke. This, and when we boot up for the very first time, I'm going to do current status is equal to dictation recognizer.status, like this. Okay, so when we start up, we'll do that, and then we'll do on status change. So when we first start, we also want to go ahead and invoke it, so that if someone's waiting for us, we need to get the correct status initially. All right, let's add a little on-screen thing so we can see that. So we can see it here. So we can actually see how long it takes to swap out. So I'm gonna add in a little status here. It's gonna be our status. G says, I like VoiceRanger. I just recently added a speech to text to a text adventure game using Python. So this is interesting to me. I'm really interested. So Dragon Spirit Games mentioned this last week. And I was like, that would be a really fun thing to do. So we're going to do, we're going to see how far we can get making an infinite runner, infinite runner. We're going to generate a whole lot of stuff where we have a fast, a slow, and a jump. And maybe I should just stick to making it be jump. Status like this, and then it's gonna be our status text, and our command detector here is on status change. Can I make this? I can. We're gonna update our text here. Text string. Maybe I can't do it. I'd have to text. There it goes. So it won't let me do it there. I'd have to make this a string to get it. So I'm gonna make this be string, and then we're just gonna go dot to string like that. For now, if I wanted to be a little bit more robust with it, I could make a whole listener conversion process. We're prototyping here, so it's going to be simple. Let's go ahead and remove that. Add it in here again. Now we can do function text. So dynamic string. The dynamic stuff wasn't showing up. We can dynamically set it to what it is in here. Let's check it out. So when I run it, it should stop running. You saw it was stopped initially. Now it's listening to me talk here, and it's just to say jump. It went to stopped. Okay, so we can get it there. It stopped, and then we're gonna sort of restart it. So what I want to do is add another event that says, after it stops, go and start it back up. Private void on stop, because we can't actually do it here. It won't let us stop and start immediately. There's a delay. There's a delay in it. On stop, it's not quite on stop. On status change, it won't let me name these things the same. On status, and now my naming convention is interesting. Status changed. I'm just calling it status changed. String new status. And I'm going to do if, and it was all capital F's, if new status is stopped. And you would want to, if you're building a whole project, a big project, you want to be a little bit better than this. Again, this is just prototyping. We're figuring out what we can do. If this is going to be more robust, a full game, I would not recommend doing it this way, as these magic strings are a little bit. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do it this way. Here's the easy way. I hate magic strings. Magic strings. Really, what we care about is it this thing, not to string. Do these match? Does it match? This is really the thing I'm looking for. And this is why originally I had it doing it as the type there, but now I couldn't get it to convert it to a string. So I'd have to write code somewhere else to convert it. So I'm sort of stuck in this weird spot here, but that's okay. That's okay. So if it's stopped, we're going to start it. So I'm curious if this will restart it and we'll get the error there, or if it's something that once it's stopped, can you start it back up again? I don't know. We're going to find out. Hold on to your butts, everybody. Here we go. Bagiot, Bagiot, Twitch, Baggio Twitch. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. It's okay if I call you Bag. Feel free to correct me on that pronunciation. Baggio Twitch. I'd like to welcome you to the crew. Thank you for following. Thank you for following. Thank you for following me. Baggio Twitch. Happy Thursday, my friend. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for the follow. I wonder if anyone has ever found your stream with the not ball tag. Maybe. All right, so we hit stopped. Oh, you know why it didn't invoke this? What's interesting is I'm looking at this. What word did it think it found? Thank you for following me. Bad GMO Twitch shows, my friend. I hope you had a beautiful day. What did it find that it thought was my command? What stopped it? That was interesting. I forgot to register this up here. All right, so what I want to do is on status change dot plus equals on status changed. That doesn't work. This isn't a Unity event. Sorry, this isn't a C# event. It's add listener. We can force a listener this way. Zulu Charlie, welcome back to the stream. Good morning. Last time I was here, you were making a prototype for a rhythm game. Now it's a voice render. Are these coming together to make a karaoke simulator? Ooh, I like where you're going with this, Zulu Charlie. Yeah, the Rock Band Revival. Maybe. It would be Captain Coder's singing. Captain Coder's karaoke coding game where you have to sing source code out. All right, so when our status changes here, one of that. It's not that hard thing to do. It could be done. So it would be really, I love rhythm games. Zulu, usually I don't necessarily stick to the same thing from week to week. We try and answer new topics and stuff from time to time. Someone last week we had some questions. Someone last week was asking about doing voice recognition. They're having trouble getting their microphone working. And so it spawned this thought in me. I was like, oh, this would be really fun to do. Jump. Okay, so it did stop. I saw it go to stop for a second, and now it reset. Jump. Oh, this is good. Slow. Fast. Run. Slow. Jump. All right, so it's not sending the command. The command's not getting invoked properly here. The command, on command, change. On command. This is interesting that this one's not getting invoked. Or if it is, no one's listening. I think no one's listening is what it is. I don't think anyone's listening here. Last command. Command detector. No, it should be command text. Oh, well, you know what it is? My update, my test here keeps changing it back to slow. It's parsing my words correctly. This is cool. All right, so I think I have a command detector that is reasonable. Not amazing, but reasonable prototype. So we should be able to say things like jump, fast, slow, jump, slow, fast. And there is a little bit of latency in there, but it does pick it up and it just pulls it out. So jump. Fast. Slow. So the latency is there, but it's not too fast. It's like in my mind, it feels like it's under a second. So that's pretty cool. Very, very cool. So we've made some progress here. I want to do a commit. Git status, git add, git commit -m chore. Let me make sure, did my scene save? I didn't save my scene. Let's re-add this again. Git status, git add. Gee, I agree. It's the speed on them has always been something in the past. This is really cool. I love that it's local. I'm not making a web API call. The biggest downside, so the version that I have here is it's using Windows speech recognition. So we're there. That said, we have some great potential options that we've found. There's a speech recognition system asset you can get. It's $40 US, so it's a little bit pricey. No, maybe not. I actually don't think that's that expensive for something that's built in. Something that doesn't work on. It works on all sort of like desktop platforms. So there's some downsides there. Pico Voice apparently runs offline as well. Runs offline. So Pico Voice is an option. Someone has a Whisper API bindings for it, so Whisper works as well, and that works for these things. Been supported, supposedly tested and support those problems on WebGL. So there's some alternatives that you could use if you wanted to get into it. So this is really cool. I'm really having a lot of fun with this. All right, so did I do a commit? Git commit -m chore prototype command detector. So we're prototyping a command detector here. All right, pretty cool. I'm really happy with that. We're gonna go and push it up. And folks, this is all available on GitHub. If you want to get it, I need to start making a command that has the repository for you guys to access. If you want this, you can get it here. Voice commands is every week, every stream or whatever. We usually do this. Vosk and Python, gotcha. We'd probably have to do a wrapper for it again to do it in C#, but this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna take a quick break here. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna if you have questions, now's the time to ask. Now's the time to ask. If you have questions, ask them. We're gonna be looking at your questions. Maybe if something you want to show off a little bit, feel free to pop it into the questions there. When I come back, we'll take a look at any questions you might have. We're almost out of time, so we'll do a little bit more. I want to see if I can write a very simple player controller. Very simple player controller using our command detector that will get our capsule here to jump and run. Jump and move. I'm going to put a platform and make it so it can jump between the platforms. Slow, fast. See if I can detect those things and make it do something with them. So when we come back, we're going to do that. So hang tight, everybody. I'm going to get myself a little bit more water, but I shall return. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. The captain shall return. All right, everybody. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm back. We are back. We're ready to hop back into the action. See, we got our player controller here that uses our command detector. All right, so I'm going to add a command detector here. And so we have our command detector, and the commands that I care about are going to be jump, fast, and slow. Jump, fast, and slow. We're gonna start with just jump, and basically on command here, I'm gonna write another thing that's gonna be like our player command parser, and that's gonna call out to our player object there. So we're gonna create a player controller, and it's gonna be our player jump controller. So that's our player jump controller. And essentially it is going to have, it needs to be connected to something with a rigid body. So we're gonna put this on our player here. And so we're gonna do a require component type of rigid body here. So we're gonna use physics to apply it. So I actually have to, hang on. So I'm gonna have to hook up a rigid body to our capsule, put in a platform for it to end up on here. All right, so we have our capsule. Let's add a rigid body to this. So this now would be affected by gravity, and I can say jump. We don't want this to roll over. We don't want it to roll over, so I want to, constraints, I want to freeze the rotation. I want it to rotate. I potentially don't have to freeze all of these, but I don't want it to fall over, so I'm just freezing them all. Let's add in a platform. Unity Bean, that's right, Wavy. Unity Bean, we call it Bean Voice, the Bean Voice Runner, Voice Bean detector. All right, let's add in, and I would probably, I don't have it set up, but I'd probably use Pro Builder to build out my levels. But we'll put in a dumb cube. Now let's move these to the center. 0, cube, 0, 0, 0. Let's go over to my capsule now. That we're gonna take our cube, we'll make it nice and big. 10, oh, 10 is right, 0.1 actually, 10, like that. For our capsule, this is our player, we want to use continuous, so we don't fall through things if we're going too fast. Just for our player, call this our player, like that. And I'm gonna move my cube down below my player. There we go. All right, so let me add in a material for that so they are a little bit better materials. Just give it a little bit of color. Corfless, thank you for the whoa. Doing video presentation rendering to submit. Video rendering your presentation. Nice, nice. What are you presenting? If you don't mind me asking, you're welcome to say none ya business. None ya business. Let's create a material here. We'll call this red. And I'm going to set that to red here. Boop. And then just make sure my player will fall and stick the landing. Stick the landing here. Down. Boop. All right, we got a player. So I'm going to say jump first just to test it out. I want to, my player jump controller here. My player, I gotta add that here. So we have our rigid body jump controller. My player jump controller is, I want to add in a jump method. So public void do jump. Right. Jump's just gonna cause it to go up. I'm not gonna worry about doing, ground detection and stuff just yet, but essentially, I want to do it on this rigid body, so I'm going to cache that. So we create a private rigid body field. Rigid body. Rigid body, is that? Feels like rigid body should be 2 words. Why isn't this B capitalized? And then in my awake method, I'm going to do rigid body dot. Rigid body is equal to get component rigid body. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it out, store it there. We need classic Unity water and make classic Unity bean water. That's right. The Captain Coder bean water game. high performance computing, CMO pudding, computing. I'll be right back. Speed up my computing power for rendering. Voltmetric plus 1000 for camera. Calling out the lack of rigid body with a capital B. Isn't it 2 words? Is rigid body 1 word? Like it should be 2. I feel like it should be 2. So when we do a jump, we'll do rigid body dot add force. Add force, and then we're gonna go. We'll create a variable here called jump power. Public float jump power. 100 probably is too much, but we'll find out. Jump power, and then this is going to be an impulse, and we got to give it a vector, I believe. Vector 3 dot up. What are the arguments here? Force. Oh, it's a vector 3 dot up times jump power. There we go. So we're gonna send a force up when we do a jump here. And just to be dumb, this is not how you would do this in an official unit. You'd set up like a player controller where this is prototyping. It's just prototyping. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? If detect jump input. That's what I'm gonna do. Detect jump input. Do jump. So there's gonna be a method that'll tell us whether or not we've detected a jump input. And then we can sort of swap, we can adjust that. So it's gonna be a private bool detected jump input, like so. And we can attach detected jump input. I don't know. This might be too, this feels dumb. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna return false, but we'll say if input dot key down keycode dot space. We're gonna have multiple things here. For now, we're gonna do it. This is just for us to test return true, and we can swap this out. And then we're gonna do one that detects whether or not we said the word jump. We're gonna do the one if we said detect the word jump here. Okay, so this is just to see whether or not I can do jump here. I feel like I do capital B on the body all the time as well, and then I'm like, oh, it's a lowercase b. Every time. Everton. Okay, we jump. 100 was too much. 100 was too much. It's gone forever, folks. Some say it's still jumping to this day. There it comes. It's coming back. It's coming back. Here it comes. And boom. Good thing I had continuous on it. Probably would have fallen through the ground. All right, 10. Is 10 what we want? All right, so 10 is pretty good. Go with 10. And, you know, I want to have like platformer physics, not real physics. So it's going to my project gravity. And we're going to go to our physics and say that, you know, I think the gravity that I tend to like is like -32. Here. And so you got to think about like it's trying to simulate like Earth type gravity, and no one wants to play a game where it's Earth type. Look, now I got a real jump. This is probably why I thought 100 was going to be an okay. 100's probably still insane. There it goes. Not as bad. 25. Too much. 15. There we go. That's our jump. So it feels more like here I am trying to type stuff. Look, my dictation guy's going down there. All right. I bet if I stop that, I set it to 15. Superman blast off. Thanks for the clip, Donnie. Let's check it out. Thank you for the clip. Chex, how you doing, my friend? It's been a while. It's so nice to see you. Can't sleep? I'm sorry you can't sleep. I'm doing fantastic. Any day I can wake up and code. It's a beautiful day with my crew. Okay, we jump. 100 was too much. Everton. Okay, we jump. It's gone. And it's gone. Thank you for the clip. Yeah, it's a little too much. Okay. Did my gravity, was I editing it in play mode? No, I wasn't. Okay. 15 seems good. We are working checks. We're working on voice detection or voice commands. I want to make a game, or prototype a game, where when I say the word jump,
my character will actually jump, and there's going to be some latency there. But we're going to see. We're going to get it in there. So I have my player. Then I need like a player like command translator. So my command detector is just give me text, and so I actually want to have like a player command processor. So this is my jump thing. It detected jump, do jump. So if I hit space there, it does jump. But I want, and this, I'm like over engineering here for a prototype, but this is going to be our player command detector. Player command detector. Okay. And maybe I show up player command controller. And this is going to actually listen to our command detector. It's going to actually listen to our command detector, and that's going to do it. Not a store asset. We looked at it. I'm using unity.windows.speech. Unityengine.windows.speech. So this only works on Windows. But it's quote unquote built in Windows 10 and later. It's built in. There are some assets that are available that make it more cross-platform. The first one I found was speech recognition system, $40. We might check that out. I didn't know that either. Checks. We learned that today. Some people have suggested Pico Voice. So there's bindings for Pico Voice. There's bindings for, someone has written bindings for Whisper. These are all local voice recognition. So when I say local, we don't have to call out. We don't have to call out to the internet. Don't have to make any web calls. And this one allows us to take advantage of the Windows speech system here. Okay. So our command detector here, player command detector. I'm gonna have a couple different enums, or events. All right, so actually it's gonna be events. Public Unity event, and this one is going to be on jump command. So I have a public Unity event on jump command, on fast command, fingers on slow command, and then we're going to connect to our process. So it's going to be a public void handle command, and we have a string coming in, string command. All right, and then we're basically going to say command dot command equals command dot to lower invariant dot trim. So make sure there's not extra stuff on either side, and then the command itself, we can basically do a switch, or we can do a switch. It doesn't matter. Switch and if command is jump on jump command dot invoke. If command else if, and this is why a switch would actually be slightly more efficient. Command equals slow on slow command dot invoke, and then else if command equals fast on fast command dot invoke. Okay. So we have these events here. We're going to add this to our player detector. A player command detector doesn't actually have to be on our player. So this could just be attached to our command detector as well. And I'm going to create an object over here to have it. Player command detector. Player command detector. And we're basically going to say on jump command. So when we get a jump command, on jump command, we're gonna do a player jump controller do jump. So we're just gonna invoke the do jump. Just for instance, I don't think I've ever used a switch in a real world context. There's almost always more than one variable I need to use for checks. The switch expression. So in C# allows you to do pattern matching on switch expressions. So you could actually put multiple variables in there. I'll demonstrate that in just a moment. So we're gonna say that on jump command, we're going to do jump, player jump control. We're going to call it. So when a jump command is invoked from our command detector. And then on the command change, our player command detector needs to be wired up here. Our player command detector is going to handle the command. So when I say jump, it should jump. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Tony says if I have more than one else if I use a switch. Interesting. I find that switches can be what am I working for? Accidental. I use switch expressions all the time. I feel like with a switch statement, it's easy to write mistakes. And if you're using switch to do the breaks, usually if you're using a switch, a dictionary is a better option. In my mind, a dictionary is a better option. In fact, a thing I tell my students is if you're doing object-oriented programming if you understand object-oriented programming, you shouldn't write, you almost never write an if statement. If you're writing if statements, something has gone wrong. It's usually, I know that's crazy, but if you're writing if statements, something's gone wrong, you should be using the language features to delegate that. And I know that sounds crazy. Here we go. Jump. Okay. It got jump. The command didn't go through. Jump. Jump. I really was hoping it was going to work here. All right, so jump didn't work. So the question is, did this get invoked? Debug.log jump. Okay. Jump invoked. Jump invoked. Player jump controller do jump. Debug.log doing jump. And then I'm going to remove from my command detector here. It's always logging these things, and instead I'm going to do when we detect it, I'm going to do debug.log command detected token like this. So something didn't quite go right. Something's not wired up properly, I think. I think all of my components sort of are correct, but something's not wired up. So we're going to see if we can find where that is. Donnie, so what I will say is there's no zero cost. I love this. Grumpy Games said there are no zero cost abstractions, and so there is a cost. There is some overhead in memory and stuff that get used when you do that. It's very, very small. Is an if statement not a part of the language? Distron said. You can do if statements. I was just saying, like, using dynamic dispatch. If you have an if without, usually if you have if, I'm going along with Donnie here. It says, no, Distron says if I ever, who is it? If I ever have more than one else if, yeah, there's like an abstraction here. Jump. Command detected. All right, so detected my command. Slow. Fast. So it's jump. It is detecting these. Please jump. That's right. So that is happening. My command detector. Sorry, my player command detector is not debug.log handle command. What is the command that's coming in here? Is a command coming in here? My guess is that try reverse psychology. Don't jump. That's right. Let's try this. Let's see what's going on here. You know what? I don't care when my status changes. I care when my command, on command. I put this in the wrong spot. Player command detector should be here. And this is going to be our handle command. I put it in on status change. Okay. I'm guessing it's going to work this time. Please jump. Hey! jump. All right. Okay. So we have, the last time I checked, which was a long time ago. To be fair, switches only use one variable, and that it is almost never the case in real life context. Oh, Distron, check it out. Yeah. So I was gonna say, all right. So we have our jump working. Boom, done. Did it. Voice command here. Let me show you. Let me change this. All right. I don't know if we can do it with a regular switch. Command, comma, command. So look at this. Command, comma. You can do it as a tuple that does pattern match. You can do command. All right, so check this out. Int num equals 7. It's probably gonna yell at me. You can do this. You can do this. And I almost never do switches. Case jump, comma 3 parentheses. So you can do it on multiple things here. So this is pattern match. You can pattern match in your switches like that. So you can do it in a switch. It's pretty cool. It's switches when you look at. If I was in Visual Studio, I could do the intermediate. There's probably an extension of it. The way it sort of like compiles it down, it ends up doing like a binary search to find the best option here. So you can do it with a switch. So if I what I could do here, and you know I'm only doing it on one, we'll do switch command here, and we'll do case jump, and then this will say on jump command. On the last time I checked, you couldn't use brackets in the case part. Oh, you're saying that you want to do like multiple things in the case part? Could you post a link to like a gist hub or something? Hayspin, it's showing an example of what you don't think you do. You're saying I can't do brackets in here? Yeah, the Einzel. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah, pattern matching on switches is pretty awesome. Switch command. Parentheses are required. Okay, required here. I never write switch like traditional switches. I always use the switch expression. Case, and I'm going to show you the different way I might do it. Slow. On jump command on slow command dot invoke. And really, I shouldn't be using strings. If I was using enums, is the real way. It would be the better way. I'd have like an enum. It's just a prototype on fast command dot invoke. So what I'll say here is what I'm doing is kind of silly. All right, so this would be the alternative here. You hate that there are not curly brackets. That just bother me. You can put curly brackets. You can do this. You can. Nothing wrong with doing this. So the problem with switches is this break. So here is why, Checks Party. Here's why. It's because these under the hood are using go-tos. It's using a jump table. So if you understand how the compilation works, if you understand how the assembly works, it's using what's called a jump table. So it looks at this thing and it determines which line of code to go to, and then it just keeps running. So if we don't put these breaks in here, does this yell at us to say we have to control cannot fall through from one case jump to another? Oh, this is fascinating. I didn't know this. If we don't put, is this a real compilation error? Control cannot fall through from one case to another. That is interesting. Volbancher, yeah, return says exit. I don't quite understand what I'm getting here. This is why I don't use it, is that you have to put breaks in these unless you want them to fall through. But it's more efficient than an if, because if it's able to determine it, if you're using an integer here, for example, int x equals 7, if you're switching on let's do a switch here. Switch X, case 0, case 1, return. So the idea here is that you can actually have multiple things go to the same one, and you have what's called a fall through here. This debug.log test. What's interesting is I didn't know that C# prevented this. In languages like C and Java, when you have a switch case, you can actually do this. And if you put in 0, it'll actually do log test and then fall through to case 1. But apparently, and I just didn't know, this is new to me, that you can't, in C#, it doesn't let you do that. It forces you to have a break or a return, which is fascinating to me. Or is it saying I can't get this? Control cannot fall through from one case level to another. That's cool. I didn't know that. Anyway, this is one way to do it. We could also return here. Let's see if we broke anything. Let's make sure we can still jump. Checks, yeah. So the compiler does a much smarter thing. It tries to do smarter with switches where it creates a jump table and goes directly to the outcome. So if you have an integer in there, it's actually super efficient. It's super efficient. In fact, with an if-else's, it actually checks every if-else until it finds one. A switch will jump directly to your spot. Donnie, okay, still trying to work on how pastebin works. You also have more than one line in the case. That is also, yeah, so in your case, you can have as many lines as you want. It just has to be, it doesn't even have to be indented. I find the syntax confusing to students is really what it comes down to. Zulu says, starting to wonder if the Taz versus Space argument has ever broken out in this channel. I don't know if we've ever had an argument, but we certainly talked about it. Also, Einzel, I'd like to thank you for following me today, Einzel. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. I hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. I appreciate your follow, my friend. All right, so I got to hit save here. I like to use the switch expression typically, which would be something like this. In this case, we could do a Unity event question mark event, and then we'll call it EVT, is going to be equal to a command switch like this. So this is the one. This is my preferred. This is a switch expression, and our switch expression is very similar to the switch, except the syntax I like better. We're going to say on jump command slow. It's going to go to on slow command fast. I'm going to go to on fast command, and then we're going to say underscore is often referred to as the don't care or the default case. In our default case, we're going to be null. That's why I did the question mark here. It's saying that we're not in C# 11 or whatever, so nullable's not on, but question mark means that we can be nullable. All right, so this is the alternative. Let me comment this out. So this is just so you can see the difference here. And then down here, I'm going to do EVT question mark dot invoke. Okay, so this question mark says if I'm null, don't do anything. Otherwise, invoke. So now I'm just setting this thing. Zulu, switch expression. I love the switch expression. It's absolutely fabulous. It's following, if you've ever done pattern matching in something like OCaml or Haskell or Racket, it does pattern matching on the left side, and then we get it back, and we're doing an assignment here. So our EVT becomes one of these things. Lambo, forward arrow, and C# gets the dope. Yeah, man, gotta get that dopamine. Our dopamine. Oh, I got that fix. Oh, yeah. Gotta get those Lambos. It's really good stuff. Really good stuff. Sorry. Whew, what a head rush here. That's better than coffee, folks. That's better than coffee. So all of these are sort of the same way to do something. this would be my most preferable way. This is confusing for beginners. I've done if statements. The way I did with the if else ifs is like the most. Thank you, Lance. Thank you for the doy. Yeah, and the comma here sort of just like breaks down. There is, if you want to, you can actually, I believe. Oh, I'm wrong. With the switch expression, it has to be a single value on the right side. It has to be a single value. You can't do multiple things and return it. So there is that. You could cheat a little bit and do some kind of weird anonymous function. Let's make sure our jump still works. I've done an awful lot of refactoring that testing if our jump still works, folks. Let's find out if we can still jump. Can we jump? I need to know. Can I jump? Oh, can I jump? Can I jump? I need to know. Can I jump? Jump, 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 jump. There it goes. All right, folks, we can jump. The delay is there. The delay is real. But it does hear our jump and it does do it. Which is cool. Okay, so we got our voice command in there. Lance, have a beautiful sleep, my friend. As always, keep coding. Keep growing. Be the best you can be, and you're welcome back anytime. You can call a method there. Yeah, so we could cheat a little bit and do something in here where it returns, right? So if I had a method or a delegate, private unity event, get event like this, and this just returns on jump command, right? This would be get event. I could do this. And that's why I'm saying I could do a cheater thing. I could do a quote unquote cheater thing where I you know, if I really wanted to, I could do this insanity. Don't do this, folks. I could do this insanity, I believe. If I put extra parentheses. Oh, I can't. Method name expected. Oh, I really thought I'd be able to do something crazy like this. I feel like I could write an anonymous function right there. But you shouldn't. Jump higher, that's plus 25 to the jump force. Would it know jump from jump higher? The way I've written my command detector, no. The way I've written my command detector, it wouldn't. I might be able to trick it into doing that. Right now, so the command detector just, as soon as it finds the word jump, it's like, oh, I can jump. And so there's a little bit of a thing in there that would be harder to do. Say chomp. All right, let's see if it hears chomp. Checks. Let's see. Can we chomp? Let's check it out. Oh, I'm a big fan of OCaml, by the way. Love OCaml. I love Haskell. I'm a big functional nerd. I tried to do some F# with which chomp. No, it's good enough to know it. And so if we wanted to see it, so I have another test set up here. I'm about to do a commit. If I go back to my dictation example, we'll see that it's actually detecting the word chomp and not jump. So chump. It's able to detect chump. So it's pretty good at that. Chump. Jump. Yeah, so it's pretty good at picking up the CH. And again, this is Windows. I didn't. Full disclaimer: I did not write the voice detection algorithm or the training or anything like that. I wonder how your program voice recognition that's magical to me. Yeah, so it's my guess. Oh, Hellraiser, I could do it. I implemented, so there is the problem I was running with my phrase recognizer. So phrase recognizer would let me do that. I can specify phrases. The problem with it was the latency was super high. Giraffe, jump, but then it's just jump. Giraffe. How do you say gump with a G that sounds like giraffe, because then it's just jump, but with a G. Yeah. So I could use the phrase recognizer. This is cool. This is cool. It sounds like jump. Yeah, so if it sounds like jump, is it really... So Donnie's saying, can you get it to say gump while saying jump, I think is what you're asking. Can we get the speech recognizer to say jump, gump? I don't think we can. All right, folks, I'm going to get a commit in here. Folks, don't forget, you can join us on the Discord. Join us on the Discord. We're gonna have to hop off here in just a minute. We gotta hop off here in just a minute. And I was running. That's right. All right, so folks, I'm gonna encourage you to get on the Discord. We're gonna raid someone in just a second here. I'm gonna get coming in Saturday. The Captain Coder and the Grumpy Game Dev presents Coding Kata every second Saturday. Grumpy Game Dev challenges Captain Coder to a coding kata. It's a test-driven development stream. So be sure to be there this Saturday, September 9th. That's coming up. Jern Jam. Unity Coder, thank you for the reminder. Folks, if you guys don't know Irish, it's not going to let me do a shout out for Irish Jern, but Jern Jam 2. I'm going to be doing this September 14th to the 29th. I'm going to be doing the Jern Jam. You should be doing the Jern Jam too. Jern Jam 2. Get in there, folks. It's gonna be awesome. Highly recommend teams make a Jern Jam. There's prizes. There's gonna be some prizes and stuff in there. Get on the Discord. Get over on get the Jern Jam. It's gonna be awesome. Unity Coder for the reminder. Thank you so much. Points. Add Unity Coder 50 points. Thank you so much for the reminder. I appreciate it. Be sure to get in there. I'll be doing the Jern Jam. We're gonna be streaming the Jern Jam. Probably, my normal schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, something else. That's what it's been. I'm probably gonna be streaming a lot more during the Jern Jam, just because I'm so excited about it. But yeah, we're gonna be doing Jern Jam, making some stuff. Probably not making text-to-speech stuff, but we built a little prototype thing here. We get our player to jump. We can recognize fast enough, so we didn't write a controller for it, but we can jump. Ludum Dare, 22 days, jump. Hey, jump. Hey, all right, folks, we got a jumper. Let's get a commit in here. Get status. Get commit -m chore add player jump controller demo. Super happy about that. Stygian, don't forget, if you want to be first, you just gotta wait till the stream ends and then yell first. And that means you'll be first in the next one. All right, everybody. If there are any questions, now's your last chance to get them in. Before we hop out. I'm looking for someone. You can use the question command to ask a question. We're going to find someone to raid real quick here. I got to get to work. Is ping for commands 500? Yeah, it's like half a millisecond. It's not too bad. It's not great. There's probably some stuff I could do with other, I'm gonna look at some other layers, probably some stuff I can do to like make it faster, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look into it. Next week, I'm not sure what we're doing, but we'll be back on Saturday. Next Tuesday, we'll be back with our data structures and algorithm streams. I'm not sure what, so we're either gonna be looking at hash codes, or I'm really excited. I kind of want to talk about, stack and heap stuff, like the stack, the heap, and data model for how the internals of the computer work. That's something that we might look into. We are gonna go raid. Let's go raid Finite Singularity. Great streamer. Give Finite Singularity some love. Shout out Finite. Just started streaming. Finite Singularity. Be sure to give Finite Singularity some love. We're going to go raid Finite Singularity in a second. I know, Hellraiser, it's amazing stuff over there. If you guys want to help support Captain Coder, you can do so on Ko-fi. I'll see you guys on Discord as always. I'll get my raid set up. Finite Singularity. As always, everybody, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. And you're welcome back anytime. I'll see you guys Saturday. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.